It's just a clip that just says that. That's all. Rocky Forest game 1 though. Camfewell going Acropolis Jungle Swamp. Jungle Swamp, let's go. Ashoof going Fortified King and Zong. Jungle Swamp has been played like 3 times in the whole tournament. People do not like the Jungle Swamp. I've got to cast it once. Hope we get to see it. Camfewell going Berbers, Ethiopians, Burgundians, Goths, Chinese, Tatars. So we've got 2 Fire Lancer civs. Ashoof with the Lithuanians, Turks, Khmer, Persians, Japanese, Byzantines. Yikes, I like Ashoof's draft a bit better here. I don't mind this. Camfewell, there's a weakness if ever I saw one. Ban every water map. It's not a water player.
I'm hoping for the day that the drafting map will show all the elite versions, because I want to see the Japanese. I want to see him with his little flag.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see him run around with his little flag on his back. That's going to be so cute.
I would like to see that game 1, though. We missed like pretty critical context. So we now know going into this game that Camfewell's on a bit of a back foot after a undefeated streak straight through the group stages. Now losing the first game in the finals is kind of a big deal.
Like, I will say, though, like, you know, we're saying, like, you know, big move, but, like, it was a long game. Long games tend not to be super one-sided.
Here we go. I don't know if you're in. Do you want me to share my screen, or are you going to use your...
No, I'll use CA.
Here we go. Game 2. Should be game 1. Game 2. In the Dirt Bracket League, which my capture says Obsidian. We're in. We're going to go for our second best of 5 of the night. We missed game 1 because there was some issue with spectates. It's all good, though. We're here on Acropolis for game 2. Camfewell, the only other person except for T90 himself with an undefeated streak through the group stages. Here in the West, in the teal, or sorry, in the purple pink-ish on the Tatars. Ashoof in the East, in the green on the Japanese. Yeah, kind of. The green's a bit rough, but now we're good. If the players want these colors, they're distinguishable enough, but green on green is a bit rough. This generation is interesting. Very close. Close quarters. It seems to me, at least. Ashoof and Camfewell have played before. Wow. So in the group stages, Camfewell went undefeated. Oh yeah, sorry, Ashoof took game 1. I can mark that on the sheet. Here we go, Acropolis. For game 1, and this Acropolis is TTL Acropolis. It's pretty much standard Acropolis with the addition of the deep fish. The only other change really is that you can't full wall to the back of the map in your base because the hills extend out a little bit. In normal ladder Acropolis, it goes right back there, so you can wall all the way. Yeah, I have big trees. I don't know. I like big trees. Make sense for this bracket. I like it, but I don't want big trees. I don't know why they're here. I have small trees enabled on my normal game.
Yeah, but did you check and see like the whole like like sync up my mods to my thingy, and looking right away, we have a gather point issue, a little bit of idle time from Camfewell's villager up there near the wood line.
Yeah. I have mods on. I don't know. I'll have to check it after this set, but it's still fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, sometimes you have to reinitialize it. It happened with a patch for me as well. I did actually test it once just to make sure.
I had to do it twice? Okay. I'll do it again.
Yeah. This is the run.
No, that's weird.
Done.
What's up, Baggy? Is this the run? Well, this is the run of the Dirt Bracket. This is their last run. Ashoof starting off strong with a win against the so far undefeated through groups Camfewell, who actually beat Ashoof before. Here we go on Acropolis. Tatars, Japanese. I don't mind Tatars here, but Japanese can deal pretty well with Tatars. Absolutely. But then the Japanese do have amazing fish. It just all depends on if these players are going to want to fish. Who will be the dirt master?
Looking at the villagers on wood, I don't think either of them are going to go for fish, because it looks like they're going for a fairly standard Arabia play, because usually
I'm not sure.
You're really going deep onto water. As far as like your fishing is concerned, you wouldn't just go for 4 on wood. That tends to be the done thing.
Yeah, but then Camfewell 6 on wood, but no movement towards the center. That's a very heavy wood opening. Interesting. I know, probably not going to go for a dock because we already went for the mill. We could, though. We still have quite a bit of wood floating. Oh, and the other tip that I I know people love to hear with the TTL version of Acropolis is the deep fish. There's only 2 deep fish in the pond. Also notice Camfewell does have a dock getting ready to go there. The deep fish always points towards your opponent's base. So just scout the center first. Check where the other deep fish is pointing, and then you know where the opponent is going to be. Yeah, Camfewell's going to fish. I like it, even if he's a little bit late. Going to be kind of rough on timings, because Ashoof looks like they're getting ready to click up. But, oh god, I wish Ashoof was going to fish too, especially when you're this heavy on wood. Although, that is a thing to discuss, because especially Survivalist is one person in the higher elos who campaigns that all players at this level should just put 4 on wood for every build, because it just makes it easier. 2 on wood is just really tough for maybe this level. But yeah, dock is up. We're gonna start fishing. But Ashoof is on the way up. 18 vils.
I also think like 4 on wood is generally a good thing, because it's something that people tend to already be familiar with. Because going back to like, you know, when you first start to learn build orders, typically the first thing that people learn is a fast castle, because at a lower elo it's so unlikely to be punished, because your opponent tends not to have army out early. And 4 villagers, it's, if I remember correctly, it's like 6 sheep, 4 wood, 1 boar, 1 mill, food, gold, click. If I remember correctly, is the
new build is a little bit tighter.
You might be seeing it.
But yeah, that is.
Yeah, it is. It involves a lot of like reassignment of
it's still built into my head, being just 6 food for wood for every build, even though you don't need that as much more. Although Camfewell going crazy on wood, 6 on wood, especially. We're not even going that wood heavy, but it is letting us afford a barracks at a nice timing. But 30 seconds later, the fuel age. What's the opening, Ashoof? We got so much wood. We gotta start spending.
Yeah, I will say, like, right away, like, the way they're building, I like Ashoof a lot more here, because, like, just it's very minor. Obviously, it's not something that I think like you should lose sleep over at this level. But like those 2 houses at the back of Camfewell's base, like, what do they do? Like, even like one thing I'd even think is like, if you moved one of those houses, like the one like further north, 1 tile southeast, it would all of a sudden block a lane. Whereas those ones just aren't really doing anything. And Camfewell takes the engagement against the scout, but was on the downhill. Like, you're the Tatars. You are not. Who is it again? I'm trying to remember which civ it is that cancels out some of that bonus damage from. Yeah, there you go. The white pick Japanese are not docking. Yeah, well, I always say at this elo and below, and honestly even a little bit higher than this elo, people don't really master draft the civ choices, except for some absolute gamers. They usually just pick civs that they like. They're not even thinking like, oh my god, I gotta get this civ because he's gonna go for CA in the late game and his CA has a weakness if I go with my CA. This is like, I like playing Japanese, so they pick Japanese, which is better, I think, than going for civs who like civs that people tell you are good that you don't have experience on. It's probably a worse choice in the end. But yeah, also, the Japanese fish is really helping. Japanese are just generally quite a fantastic little civilization, just as far as like how forgiving it is. Because like one thing that happens often for lower elo players is that they get pushed off of a resource by, let's say, an archer rush, and then all of a sudden they're just like, well, damn, what do I do now? And they start like gathering very inefficient wood, like from straggler trees around their town center. Japanese just give you so much more like freedom to be like, okay, I've been denied off this wood line. 50 wood later, I have a new wood line. And I think
you see a lot of people get caught like that.
Very, very good.
Yeah, when they get kicked off a wood line and they don't have 100 wood, it's like so awkward. Camfewell getting some nice pressure with the scouts, but
that is, yeah. But looking back at his base, he's making houses with about 8 villagers.
Oh god,
like very, very inefficient. And like you do see the walls start to form, but like just like the way Ashoof is slowly created like his little position, although it is open. Look at those 2 little palisade segments right next to the stone mine. That is actually an open lane right there. I think it is. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind.
I think it's close. It is open on the front by the gate. Didn't get finished.
Oh no, it is closed. It's just like there's a rainforest tree and like the teeniest little bush in behind it, and I could not see that one. But yeah, we are slowly starting to like close ourselves in. Whereas like Camfewell is just being very slow about this and moving.
Where? Oh, we're going to wood. Okay.
Villagers forward. What are we doing here?
Yeah, a bit too much at once, but it is nice to move down. But this is a big movement all at once. But yeah, I agree. I meant to comment on a minute ago what Bergen was saying, that having less vills is just straight up, like we were talking about the amount on wood for your build. Having less vills is just straight up worse if you don't take advantage of the timing. So if you have 4 vills going up, like these players both did, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit late, because unless your opponent is literally killing you in the difference, like your economy is better. It's better for you. As long as you don't take too many losses. But we're doing pretty good with the scouts, or the spears, I mean, with the scouts. That might be what's causing Camfewell's awkward movement in the base. He's trying to micro this scout between all these spears. There's so many spears in the base.
Yeah. And, like, Ashoof, like, again, like, I don't want to be too persnickety, because I feel like it's very easy to say, like, oh, well, this is a much better thing you can be doing. But, like, it's not actually the thing that can, like, what's the word, like, materially like push you on the best. And Town Center's of course missing every shot they take.
Crazy scout like, micro for 900 though. He's just dipping and dodging between these spears. It's costing him in idle time. But Ashoof is also idle. Oh no, the spear finally finds him. Damn, he looks away for a second and it gets killed. That was some sick micro. It maybe is not worth what he's putting into it, but it's really cool to see it at this level.
But like, I'm not too fond of 2 villagers on stone. It just sort of feels a bit ponderous, I guess, for lack of a better term. It just seems like
eventually he wants a castle.
That's a resource that's here.
We're starting to chill a little bit. Maybe overinvested a little bit into spears, but I think Ashoof has just played Camfewell before and it's like, okay, this guy likes to micro his scouts, and it's going to pay off because Camfewell, look at the commitment. Bloodlines and 2 more scouts. We are staying in feudal age for a while.
I just love the way those spears are all standing there, just like feels like, you know. I feel like they're standing outside a building threateningly, just going like, "You're not coming in here."
Are they on defensive? Yes, Ashoof, they're on defensive stance.
And in the front, the berry bush, it is open.
Oh yeah.
Finished one of those berry bushes, and now it's open. That said, though,
we noticed
have a lot.
God, the Tensors can't hit things that are literally right in front of them. Look at these spears. Defensive stance, people. So good. But I would put some spears around the other resources.
And looking at that one villager there that's being attacked now by a scout, was just standing out there in the open for so long. All I could think about was like in like an old timey movie or like a children's cartoon where they're trying to like lure in the villain. So like they get one of them like dressed up as like a damsel in distress. Like, well, help! I'm all alone here.
Came to the wrong part of town, buddy. I would put some of these spears though on the other side of the base where the scouts are getting in, but this is pretty nice defense. This is how you defend from rushes with no walls. Spears.
Exactly.
Counter units and spears, just park them around. Castles clicked.
And I think like this is probably one of the best advertisements I've ever seen for the addition of skirmishers or archers into a bush. Because speaking like from some experience of like going at my level of like between 12 and 1300 1v1s, the sharpness of a feudal age push that involves ranged units is like miles better than just scouts or just whatever. That said though, like speaking again from personal experience, men at arms with a bit of arson are just disgusting.
Yeah, at least right now. And actually I think Camfewell hears you. Well, no, to be honest, I was going to say he's going to add skirms, but no, he's already for Castle Age, so he's going to be for CA. Maybe double range coming up near his lower wood line, which I can barely see with my big trees. But we're making it to Castle Age a bit quicker for Ashoof. Honestly, we should be way quicker with how much investment Camfewell put in, but the amount of spears we made actually hurt our uptime along with the idle time. But idle time's about the same. That's what I'm saying. Like, happens a lot in Zelo where people are like, "Oh my god, your idle time is so bad." But if your idle time is the same as your opponent, you both have bad idle time. It kind of evens out.
Yeah. Like,
imagine
I was even thinking like the also the resources collected as well are so similar, because like I think that like Camfewell has had so many more villagers than Ashoof throughout this entire time. Like I think there's been a 3 villager advantage for the past like 7-8 minutes, and that's not even counting the fishing ships. But when I saw things like Camfewell making houses with 8 villagers, moving 12 villagers all at once to the wood line, it has very much equalized. Like, we're looking at a very, very
I think that's a symptom of his heavy scout micro. He can't focus on both, so he's just like, you know, heavily controlling scouts. And he goes like, oh god, I need a house. So he just like swings his camera back, grabs like 10 villagers and clicks 3 houses, then jumps back to the scout. He's like super focused on the scout, but then it falls apart back in the macro. But the fish are helping. Like, look at the resources, 1,000 in the lead. That's not explained by 2 vills. That's the fish pulling in some extra stuff. TC being added. I'm not a fan of this TC Camfewell, but maybe it's the only one you can place because of the elevation. Bit awkward, but
no,
it's
I think
fine.
A bit south of that gold mine. I see no elevation there, just like south of the 3 tiles of gold.
Yeah.
Like right in the box I'm drawing right now would be a perfect spot. But one thing I would also say is that like we are dealing with a very interesting little matchup because and we have I do not like that castle. Like I like it as a defensive castle, but like 1 tile to the right maybe because like
I was gonna say that,
like making that gold mine so inefficient.
I never hate castles
it's a great
that
position for a town center.
Yes, I never hate castles that protect all 3 resources. But like we already have another position with 3 resources that have vills working on them. So why not up on the north side of the base? But it's fine. We'll have vills here soon. And both players going for CA.
Yeah.
This level, I think people at this level forget CA exist. This is pretty sick that they're both going for one of their power units. Tatars have great CAs, but Japanese have great CA against great CA. CA that are great against other CA.
That said, though, Camfewell does have bloodlines in, so small advantage, and also has the armor, which essentially nullifies the additional damage from Ashoof. Like the +2 doesn't matter if you got +2 armor when against none. And the addition of steppies, which is like, I'll say this right now, like I would normally say, oh, steppies are good, but like I wouldn't say they're amazing at like a certain level. Like I think below a certain level, I would actually tell most people if they ask me, no, I'd say focus on knights because steppies are great if you're very good with your micro, because you can attack and run away before they've actually gotten to you. But looking at Camfewell so far, like he might neglect his eco while he does it. But I could see him actually really controlling those step lancers very well and getting like free hits on those pikemen without ever getting touched.
I'll have to see. And there's also the thing where like knights are okay versus CA, but then they have trouble catching up when husbandry is in for both. But husbandry in for step lancers they're so goddamn fast with husbandry. It's
it's 2+ bonus damage against other archers, but does not apply to skirmishers. Also includes cavalry archers, so it would include war wagons and CA.
Yeah, it doesn't. +2 is huge. Just like bodkin and another bodkin and another bodkin.
His house though on Camfewell's side needs to get that going, and I think maybe it's getting just a little bit like not to diagnose, but like I think there might be a little bit of something like a bit too much is happening at once maybe for Camfewell, and maybe just needs to take a second. Yeah, because Has is slowing down on a little bit of production.
It's doing well
it's doing quite well.
Ashoof is actually, we're trickling units in to die. You think Tatars are better overall? Free Parthian free Thumb Ring is so nice, and it drives me crazy this level how many people just slam Thumb Ring instantly for no reason. So it's nice that this Civ doesn't let you do that. You just have it. But yeah, in upgrades, Camfewell's looking pretty strong in army numbers. This is going to be pretty hard to hold. Ashoof is feeling it. We got idle time everywhere. We're slamming down more ranges. The castle's going to help. But then, like I was saying, imagine that castle was on the front. We got pushed off.
I will say, like, I would ideally like to see, because especially at this moment when you're struggling with your population, so production is a bit of an issue and you do have to stable, I do want to see husbandry. Because, like, at the moment, especially when you're dealing with the Japanese and, like, looking at Camfewell's line of sight, he sees no stable, and that's because a stable doesn't exist. If you get husbandry and you don't think your opponent even has a stable, that is insane as far as the ability to just say, I choose when we fight. and especially when you're playing as the Tatars, when actually getting to choose engagements is even that bit more important, especially on Acropolis where we have all this elevation difference / high ground. It is insane, and I think those guys are on no attacks, are on stand ground, because they did take a second there before they started firing.
Yeah, maybe. Camfewell knows the castle's there for Ashoof now. But Camfewell's eco is really slipping ahead. 2 TCs and they're working. Holy houses. Yeah, this is the thing he must just do. You can see he's like added like 20 houses with 5 vills building. I think he could confirm later. If he watches back, I guarantee that's what he's doing. He really likes putting time into the APM of his military. So he just glances back, goes, oh, I need houses. Grab a chunk of villagers and just spam 10 houses and then look back to his military. He's 100% doing that. Yeah, we're going to get a skirm switch. So Ashoof is really feeling the pressure. Elite skirm's coming in.
And, okay, I'm going to say this right now. Big ups to Camfewell. He is... One sec. I need to... Where is my... Shit, I need to... Fill time.
Oh, fish trap. Take the fish boom. Yeah. The placement is a little bit questionable, but they're working. They're fishing ships that are working. I
think that these are who is it? I'm trying to remember who in the Rage Forest community gets memed on for being very bad with his fish traps. Because I know freaking Andy. I watch him very often. He's like very meticulous about them. It's a Viper who constantly like places them higgledy-piggledy.
Does he? I see him doing pretty nice ones. I love doing like the perfect surround. It's so nice.
One thing I do quite like about the cast as well is like I think Ashoof is like being very good about like acknowledging that this is the space he can actually defend.
Yeah.
And like looking at how much like, because again I have the range mods on, so I can see these circles. Every single one of Ashoof's villagers, aside from that one villager building a house in the north, is inside of the range of the town center and the castle. It's like very good awareness to know like this is my safe space, because it's so easy just to go like, no, I need to assert myself into the map. I can't go into a corner. But those
slips in.
Need to take the fight. Like if you're Camfewell, take that fight against the skirmishers. And
yeah, you need your step lancers killing the skirms. These are very armored skirms, but not against step lancers. No, Camfewell wins here. Just too much army. Ashoof, we're really struggling to produce.
And sitting on so much gold as well, like over 1,000 gold. Both players over 1,000 gold.
Oh, we're so dead. Ashoof will still need to. Sorry, Camfewell. I just mixed the names. Camfewell will need to put some pressure with some siege, but that was huge losses. 30 vills down, no army. Oh, it's Camfewell's game. Nice army control. This is what I'm talking about with the people at this level.
Oh, and I was literally like, before you started yapping, I was literally going to say, if Ashoof goes down right now, because like one thing that's a bit chronic at this level, elo, is you can just make a side base and your opponent will be so...
The Narnia TC.
Like, tunnel visioned. And I was going to say, put a castle down right next to that gold or right next to that stone, right next to this wood line, and you will actually be able to get back into this game. But that castle from Camfewell, in general, not actually that great if you expect this game to get into the Imperial Age, because that is trebable as hell. But
Ashoof sees it.
A get the hell out of my game castle, because there's one gold mine on this map right now that is actually accessible, and you have to like James Bond your way in there basically to do anything.
Ashoof getting pushed off the only other safe wood in his whole base. It's going to be Camfewell's game. I would say to Camfewell though, when you take such a huge win in fights, just click Imp. You already have a big army. He queued like 20 cav archers. Just click up. Yeah, I was just saying,
at the moment.
It's the thing about this level. Camfewell, oh, we need ballistics, buddy. Camfewell, one nice stroll through everything. It didn't take a single point of damage. No ballistics. Didn't care at all. Yeah, people this level, this is pretty good army control for 1k. But then you see, like, what you're pointing out to the start of the game, it does manifest in different different ways, and it seems to be the macro slips, like getting housed, struggling to slam houses down when we need them, haphazard buildings, because he's like putting so much focus into keeping the units moving properly. What? You can learn the other bits.
2 knights that are running from Ashoof. Do you think that first knight that was just standing there got really annoyed? Like got really happy to say, oh, there's my mate. And then all of a sudden just like sees this like Tatar herd following him. He's just like
missing thousands of arrows.
I think we're about to see GG. We're about to see GG. This is Ashoof.
No.
Like I need to do something to get back on this map. I think we're about to see GG here, unless Camfewell walks the CA mass into the castle and Ashoof correctly puts the villagers into the castle. Does not do it though. That was the only thing I could think of that would bring him back into the game. If like,
he's so suffocated. Unless he goes north to that one wood line, but Camfewell could find it. Camfewell, just click up. We have a bajillion, 2,000 gold. Click up to Imp.
Yeah, at the moment I think the only thing I could think of right now, if I were just to say like one thing you could do right now, Camfewell, is put an outpost up near where the stone mine is that you can see, like the stone mine in the north, outpost there, and all of a sudden you have literally like an open air prison for Ashoof that you can just like slowly bleed him to death in. It does go up to Imp though.
Ashoof is going to take Imp. Camfewell, I don't think there's a way you can lose this game. If you do, we gotta click up. We're floating a lot. And also, this is a minor problem. These stables back in the base are guaranteed going to trap units inside the 3 lines. Oh no, I think there's a hole. I think it's okay.
Up to Imp as well. Camfewell.
There we go. These stables like this inside wood lines in Camfewell's base are so risky, because the amount of times at this level you see like knights get stuck in between the buildings and the trees and they can't get out. We're adding a TC to the north, expanding for Ashoof. There's no way back. This is like Elo where anything can happen, but 50 vil difference. No army relatively. No, there's no way. It's going to be Camfewell's game.
Also, just even looking like, I think by the time that Ashoof gets up and produces 1 or 2 trebuchets, looking at the actual space, he would like regain from it. Like the gold mine that Camfewell is taking, like that's gonna have like 700 gold left, and then you just have 3 tiles that you've gained, and what else? Like, I would like to see another castle though from Camfewell, maybe one a little bit further back, just so that it can't be trapped by anything on the hill from Ashoof's base, like just as a bit of a contingency plan. Especially seeing as you're playing as Tatars, and you could get like the Timurrid Siegecraft and just outrange them. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Who do you think wins between Kataru Puto Treb versus Timurrid Siegecraft Treb?
Oh, I think Tatar for sure. It's 2 ranges. I mean, Trebs are already 2 range.
Pike's coming in.
Oh no, we saw it.
That is so prescient from Camfewell. Very well done. Is getting housed again.
Imp comes in. Treb.
And Treb. Yeah, but
Treb?
the issue
Wait, where is
like,
the Treb? No, Treb cancelled. What are we
coming in
doing?
from the... What?
Ashoof, why are we...
This is your one way back in the game. Does Japanese...
Oh god.
Yeah, they don't get bombard cannon. Why are you adding in... I don't see what... This is...
He might want scorpions. Maybe it honestly, I think, could have reoccurred to him, being like, oh god, I think I remember scorpions are good against CA. Just a sudden addition of a workshop is a bit odd. Well, Imp is in for Camfewell, and no Imp techs, no Trebs either.
Yeah, like this is...
We're thinking. There's a lot going on.
Like, there's just such a small army. Like, there's just like... This feels like, you know, what's it called? Oh my god, that's gonna... The Battle of Marathon. Not Marathon. The Battle of Thermopylae. Like, I feel like these, like, are the 11 elite skirmishers who have to deal with, like, the horde of, like, millions. Like, this is...
Ashoof just knows he's dead. He doesn't know what to do.
And speaking of the Battle of Marathon, I think what you need to do also, if you're Ashoof, again, like, the whole side-based meta is just run like, a cheap unit somewhere, and just like see if he survives, and then try to build something out there. because it might be your way back into this game, but I think we are about to see GG because the area of the, and we have 4 trebuchets on the way, all from the one castle though.
Like how getting some kills. It's just like, it's really just a waiting game. 70 villas down. Pretty rough. Well, actually took game 1, so it's definitely winnable.
Would were the Tatars the Golden Horde? Would they? So I'm just trying to remember my.
I have no idea.
My Middle Ages.
You know history.
But yeah, we're looking
in a game about history.
We're looking at just like an insane, like the CA mass here, 29 CA with 9 base attack, is just like it's enough that they can basically nuke anything off the map within like a second if they want to. And if you're dealing with someone like Camfewell who actually keeps an eye on them, because like from like what little I've seen of Camfewell, because I've not seen as much of Camfewell as you have, Addictive, but like he seems to like his cavalry. He seems to like keeping them alive. And this is like a CA mass I just do not think you can deal with.
No. It was kind of, the game was kind of decided from when Ashoof put the castle up, I think, because we just stopped producing army, and the castle wasn't defending the villas that were vulnerable. And Camfewell just seems like a player who's never going to stop attacking. Trebs just, this is the kind of game that really bothers me at this level. I'm like, we're moving the Trebs. The Trebs are being clicked around. Why are we not attacking? Let's go. Kick them out. There we go.
There we go. We're on our way. Although I think they're being tossed in the Siege Workshop.
Yeah. Yeah, see, the Siege Workshop was for Scorpions. Damn. Treb could have given us a chance, or would have at least made Camfewell dive a castle.
Okay, Scorpions, let's go. Okay, the big test of like I will be deep in Camfewell territory if he changes the formation of the CA if they approach the Scorpions.
Maybe. Also, Scorpions nerfed a little bit. Scorpions do less damage now to CA.
Oh.
And yeah, they were lowered. Damage was lowered against everything except for infantry and elephants. A lot of pushes coming in.
Like, I understand it's a tournament game. I understand it's the final, but like, where's your like?
Yeah, where's your path back to victory from this?
Where your path back is like.
He knows for sure. He's just like thinking what he could have done differently. Maybe he has some resources, but no, it's beyond gone. Not
to talk about Dark Souls again, but this is like if you dropped into the abyss with the 4 kings, you landed on the ground, but you had no homeward bone, no dark sign, no way to click out, and the kings didn't spawn. You're just like, well, what am I doing here? I guess I need a new game.
Here we go. Trebs will uphill. No, go all the way up the hill, please. What the? Well, actually, maybe those ones, the first 2 might be on level ground. But this is.
I think it doesn't matter because, like, I mean, Scorpions do 1 damage to a trebuchet, to my knowledge, like only 1 damage a pop.
Scorpions getting shots in, but Camfewell has multiple of Ashoof's entire economies banked. So it's just gonna be bad time. I'd say when the castle falls, maybe the TC falls.
And also, like, it's something we've not looked at because like the camera has been on Ashoof's base for so long. But like massive shout out to Camfewell for like getting up to 130 villagers. Like that is something that a lot of people just do not do. And like this is brilliant. And we have the G.
Wow, student of ACCM. To the bitter end we held on. But Camfewell takes a tight set. That's pretty sick. We got a tight game. I now wish we had seen the first game because that looked pretty much very dominant in Camfewell's favor. I can only imagine because it was Rocky Forest. Maybe the fight was constantly in Camfewell's base and he might not be as comfortable with that. But we got a tight set. Let's go over game 3.
Totally.
That was Tatar's win. Japanese loss. I still like Ashoof Civs that are left though.
And it was a home map from Camfewell as well. So
yeah, like
I would say like at this level, there is actually a greater chance that like where I think home and away maps are more determinative because like I think people especially at this level, I think people are more likely to have cooked up a strat.
Yeah.
To get to like the final to like give them that edge. So I would say it is kind of interesting to see like how maybe Camfewell is going to deal with a more closed map, because just like looking at the map draft straight away, the first thing I notice is that this is a case of open maps versus closed maps. Zong is closed, Fortified Clearing is semi-closed, and
On
Acropolis and
that
Jungle
note,
Swamp
though,
are very open.
for Ashoof having lost that game, it looks like Ashoof is picking Camfewell's home map. I think we're going to Jungle Swamp. That's what they have in the lobby anyway. They haven't started, but the lobby has Jungle Swamp selected. I'm very excited with this because this is like the second game I've got the cast ever of Jungle Swamp. No one wants to play it. So I think, Persians are already used. Persians are pretty good there. What are we playing on Jungle Swamp? Chinese are pretty good there. Byzantines? I think Byzantines. Oh, true. Orico, yeah. Chinese are good there. In theory, also, but this is 900 elo. Sometimes Chinese are pretty rough to control. I don't mind it though. I don't mind picking the opponent's home map. Maybe Ashoof has just played Jungle Swamp.
I would be curious maybe about the Kamai, because like at a lower level, like there is that sort of feeling of safety that comes from being able to put your villagers into houses.
True.
So if you need to go to like far off like locations to and also like another thing I think about like is I see this very often and I really like seeing it, which is seeing players enjoying going to a woodline and immediately building houses that like lock those villagers in that woodline. But if you're playing as the Kamai,
oh yeah, you can jump them out.
You can just like get out so easy. And let's get into this game.
We spent all that time discussing it, and then they changed to Zong at the last minute. So we're actually going to Zong. We're not going to Jungle Swamp. So, Zong game 3. This is a pretty classic matchup. Ashoof on the Turks, Camfewell on the Burgundians, and to go against tradition, Turks I think are much better here. Turks are crazy at this level. Turks are super hard.
Love me. Nah, I love the Burgundians. I'm always on the side of the Burgundians, and also I think that they're much more lower elo friendly than the Turks are.
I don't think so. I've just seen too many people crush Dizzy specifically. All the Dizzy games I've watched, people can't deal with Jannies and Bombards. They just die. We'll see. Camfewell could be a good
counterpoint though. So far, game 1 and game 2, we have experienced like 2 games that have lasted way longer than they like. I don't know about game 1, but game 2 lasted longer than they probably should have. Neither player likes to tap out, and
True.
once you run out of gold as the Turks, I think a lot of lower elo players just do not know what to do. They just do not know how to deal with that, and I think the Burgundians are much more equipped for a protracted game. And if there's one thing these 2 players have shown us, is that they play protracted.
Yeah, they don't resign. There's a lot of gold on Zong though. Here we go though. Game 3. You want to introduce this one?
And going into game number 3 of the dirt bracket, ignore this little silly CA thing. Final, we have in the green in the northwest, Ashoof playing as the Turks. I'm just going to say right now, I feel like green is like the optimal color to play the Turks as. I don't know if it's just me being influenced by their little insignia, but it does feel like they should be green, doesn't it?
Kinda.
And in the purple, we have Camfewell playing as the Burgundians. So
second Burgundians game we saw today.
About them both.
I can't break my bias. Turks do really well at this elo. I think Turks are advantage here. We'll have to see how Camfewell handles. Honestly, this map might be kind of rough for Camfewell because he loves his feudal play, his like scout micro, his aggression. Maybe isn't so good at the boomy games or like the later timing games. And actually picking 2 close maps. I think they're comfortable here. I want to see if anyone's going to go for a priest though.
I will also say that like one thing is that the Burgundians obviously they get very, very good relics, giving them both food and gold. And so far, Camfewell has shown like a love of being quite aggressive, a love of being very, very close with the scout and making sure he knows exactly what it's doing at all times. And I think that if we're going to look at relic control gameplay here, so from what I've seen, I kind of prefer Camfewell. And if you're going to be the Burgundians and have control of 5 relics, That is a massive advantage, especially against the Turks, who desperately need that gold.
Dashman, is this the last set? Yeah, I think we're done after this one. But it's been pretty sick. The top bracket and the bottom bracket, and it's pretty competitive. But both of them are pretty competitive.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta see. I have a feeling. I mean, we have opponents of both players in the chat. I think from what I've seen, Camfewell is a little bit uncomfortable on these maps. We'll have to see. I think he looks like a real micro nerd. He likes to do the feudal play. Maybe is less comfortable than Ashoof is on those maps. Have to see. But yeah, we're on Zong. Don't shoot the boar! Oh my god, Ashoof, you scared
when I saw them go into the town center. Like,
you scared me so bad, Ashoof. Whoa, okay, the TC didn't fire, thank god. We got our boar, okay. Panic over. But it doesn't look like Camfewell is trying to get the priest out. Ashoof, I think, is. We could have 3 bills on that one tree if we really wanted. Camfewell has shown that he knows to boom the eco too. Oh, okay. I thought by his scout micro that's like his favorite way to play. Could
yeah, like
be.
I'd say like I would say that like we've noticed that Camfewell can sometimes neglect his eco in favor of like military control. But like if we are gonna play a map that is just not going to let you like, you know, be a nerd with scout micro, it's going to be interesting to see like to what degree like Camfewell does actually have like the, you know, macro eco sort of fundamentals already dialed in. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's quite good at it. Like given how he is this far in the tournament, definitely would have had to play a lot of close maps because lower elo players do sometimes kind of prefer a close map because, you know, especially if you are lower elo, sometimes you're like I don't mind if I lose, but I hate when I lose within like 15 minutes. I'd rather actually play the game. And also, Camfewell, very promising to me, like, to show that he does know how to play a close map. Getting double bid axe early, as early as possible, as the Burgundians, that is a sign to me that someone knows I'm not expecting to get rushed, and I am playing as the Burgundians.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of players. Oh, why are we putting a house there, Ashoof? Ashoof also pushing deer. 800 though. Pretty sick. The house on the mill hurts though, Ashoof, but it's fine. True. Adthor, Cam did get up to 130 vills, but then that was Ashoof under insane pressure. This game, he's going to have less pressure unless Camfewell's going for a more aggressive opening. Yeah, RJ Finchy, typical TC look that it can't hit enemy scouts in the base, but it will always kill your food. Apparently they fixed that with this patch. The TC just randomly shooting the boar dead when you want to save a bill when you haven't told it to.
Yeah, I think I used to think it was because the boar had attacked that villager, so it was like a sort of defense mechanism or something. And I think it was something to do with like for like lower like casual players, like if they were being like rushed by a scout back into the TC would auto task onto killing the scout kind of thing.
Maybe.
But yeah, it was like so frustrating. And also one thing I'm so glad, like to have a little bit of a yap, one thing I'm so happy that they changed as well is like, remember how it used to be that like if you were trying to lure in a boar and you accidentally clicked your villager onto like a farm that you had there, and as soon as the boar started attacking, your villager would just be like, it is my time to fight. And just like
turn around and fight to the death. Camfewell pushing deer too. This is so sick.
I want to make like a meme of that, just like I forget what anime it's from, but you know that like, you know, pre-fight like little like, you know, I'm going to attack you kind of like like voice clip. I just want to do that. Camfewell like it is pretty on the ball here. I was gonna say like, did have a few villagers. And also does have horsepower in. That's very good. Nice. Definitely going for a more boomy look. Also, wait, have I clicked? Oh, never mind. I was like, did I click something? Why don't I see feudal age on the way? Because I was like, I know feudal age is on the way for Ashoof, but it's behind 2 villagers.
I think this is a fast sim for Ashoof. This is really late click up, and we're heavy on gold. This is it's going to be a fast sim.
Setup here.
You need to push more deer though.
This is no. I know I've seen the pace spin for this. This is definitely fast imp.
Seen the spreadsheet builds from Hera and Viper. I put
hey
a
guys,
clip.
just remember, join my Patreon to see all the build orders.
I put a clip of the wizard saying that in my video that's going to be over the next day or two, where I was going through the civs. Because it was just a moment where I said, like, nobody's going to know new builds unless people are, like, checking out, you know, hair and stuff like that. And I put, all I wanted was that clip of him going, spreadsheet builds from Hera and Viper. And my fucking video editing, it took me about 2 hours to get that one clip to just go on it. It would not work. This crazy flickering kept happening.
Monk
oh,
on
priest.
The way from
Nice.
Ashoof.
Kind of interferes with the build, but it's only a little bit of gold. And yeah, he's chopped his way out. Nice. Shows pretty good practice for Zong. Gonna get pretty early control.
We are 140 wood. No, 80 wood away from getting in there. No.
Camfewell started fighting Ashoof's scout, but Ashoof was uphill. But I think he thought he wasn't uphill, so he swapped positions, putting himself downhill intentionally. I think Ashoof still wins this.
It's gonna be so close.
I think Ashoof wins it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because Camfewell started fighting it with an uphill hit. So Ashoof got a downhill hit, but that was very close. Nice. So we're going to get the priest on the field.
We are through on Camfewell's side, but by the looks of things, no desire to make the priest.
Oh, Forville's making a barracks. Wow.
Adding in no, I think that's it. I need a barracks now because I want a stable.
Yeah.
As soon as I get into feudal age.
Malama says, lovely he's doing this. He was asking for advice earlier, and I asked him to focus on cutting out. For Ashoof, you mean? Ashoof also getting ready to click up. Yeah, tons of resources. Going to be able to get... Should be able to get the fast in, but I think you need to put more on gold.
How much is it 100 gold for priest as well?
50 gold.
Okay, cool.
It was Ashoof, nice.
Oh, no, going for pure fast castle. Like... I guess maybe the barracks is just there to make sure you're not going to be caught with your pants down kind of thing.
Yeah, that's also Ashoof.
Strange one. And not enough gold. Not enough gold to click up. So I don't know how you're going to balance this unless you're going to sell your stone, which I wouldn't advise personally.
Ashoof is not fast simping, or at least not fasting as fast as you could, because we're not on... We got eco upgrades, and we need to be on a little bit of stone. Well, maybe it's just a fast castle, but then again, we're not on stone. But has a relic, gonna have some more. Gonna have some nice control of them to start off with. Yeah, Camfewell is starting on stone.
What? Okay, I'm just confused now. Like what the build order for Camfewell is, because you just sold your stone, but now you're going on to stone.
Yeah.
Like I don't see where the...
He might feel like he's just too late to picking up, but I don't know about selling the stone. Camfewell as well. I don't agree with this. You have way too many villas building houses. Your economy is like...
And fletching? Forging? What?
Whoa. Maybe he wants a stable?
I'm so confused. Yeah, but like the stable isn't already up, and like... I guess I understand like forging as a click, because if you know you're playing against a Turks, you're going to play against someone who's going to have light cavalry in a second, but like... I'm just rather confused, put it that way.
Second priest on the field for Ashoof. Yeah, Camfewell, you need just one build these houses.
Ashoof just leaving relics in his base, not actually. Wait, can the shrines not take?
No, you need to drop a monastery.
Oh, okay, I see.
It is going to be fast imp though, slightly slower than you could be, but this is pretty nice. We're about to be able to afford imp, and we got the monastery and workshop going up. Pretty sick build. Looks practiced, and didn't even sell the stone in the build that I know. You have to sell the stone. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just like looking at Camfewell's like build here. It's just like I see a lot of ideas start, but then just fizzle out immediately.
Maybe you just didn't get to play Zong. It is a weird map. It's like almost arena, but not arena. Some people, I think most people make it arena. You see a lot of games where you see the front big wall of bases. They'll like extend that wall all the way to the wood line on both sides. Even at high elo, it's a pretty common play to like protect your expansions. But it's a weird map. It's arena, but like predictable relics and so much gold and stone. There's so many resources. The games can go forever. But like holding the center is huge. There's so much goddamn gold in the center.
What's that town center? Like The only thing I can say in favor of it is that like you have left a perfect 1 farm width between the TC and like that 1 farm to like the northmost farm to the original TC.
I think this is the thing that Camfewell just does. It happens at this elo. When you're putting TCs, you always want them against some sort of resource if you can, just as if you watch this back, Camfewell. This is, we call this just a farm TC, because that's all it's going to be. It's not actually helping gather resources, really.
Yeah, because like generally speaking, like this is like a super late game TC, I would say. Once all the minerals and like everything else is already gone, because the goal of a TC is not just to be a resource drop-off point, but also to be a defensive structure for your villagers. Because like in a world where like, you know, your opponent gets in and your villagers on this wood line, because let's say in this world the TC is where your lumber camp is, the villagers can just jump in and just not be in danger, whereas they're just like in a little bit of danger here.
Yeah.
And
it is going to be a problem because Imp is on the way 1 minute ago.
Yeah, and every single relic is back in Ashoof space.
Really sick play for this.
I'm going to assume like this is supposed to be a conquest victory, but like,
oh yeah, it is conquest.
If they set up their lobby correctly.
This is conquest, but watch out for reverse pick that's coming. Reverse pick is standard victory. I have to remember that. Yeah, see the monastery is up now, and we're getting.
I gotta join that Discord if I'm not already in it.
That's gonna be sick. I'm gonna be casting for sure. I'm playing in it. I have a game next week.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna watch you and make you feel really bad with my commentary.
I'm gonna feel really bad anyway. I got kind of bullied into joining, to be honest. I didn't want to. People kept asking me to join. We got to get on stone though. Ashoof, we can just go straight for chemistry and make it more of a bomber cannon play. But oh no, we're gonna. Oh, it's just never mind. It's the standard fast imp. Yeah, we're going for hand cannons from the ranges. I thought it was going to be a castle as well. Yeah, it's going to be hand cannons, bombers.
Like we have our move into Imperial Age, but like okay. Now
yeah, we need to start pushing. And if we start pushing now, it's going to be great because Camfewell is going full eco. I think this is just because Camfewell doesn't know what to do. Let's go. Ashoof, you have a chance. Yeah, hand cannons being produced. Let's get the bomber cannons. It's going to be very hard for Camfewell to stop this.
Adding in disable. Like, it's definitely what you want to do as Burgundians generally, but also good addition as far as, like, the best counter to the hand cannon play. But we don't have... Oh, we do have armor. I was going to say, I do want to see armor because, like... the big impediment to playing against hand cannons is not the attack you actually deal out, but the fact you never get to them in the first place.
Another TC like this, Camfewell. This is just an experience mistake, I think. He just probably doesn't know. This TC will be fine. Just put it right up against the gold. Let it be a drop-off point. But the only thing is I'm worried about with Ashoof, this is a really powerful build, but you're sacrificing economy to get a huge timing attack, but your timing attack is limited. You have to attack now when you have the timing. You need to already have bomber cannons in the queue. They need to be on the way to the opponent's base because, like, look at the build count. It's just climbing and climbing for Camfewell. You need to be already attacking. Really, he should be breaking through right now. This is a little bit late.
I will say, like, one thing, though, is that, like, I do agree. Absolutely. But, like, one thing in Ashoof's, like, benefit is that, like, he didn't play this perfectly. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a very good way. Because he didn't play it perfectly, to get that perfect timing advantage, he has Bowsaw. He has Heavy Plow.
Yeah, normally don't get those.
Relics. He has so many things that are actually, like, making this much less of a naked fast imp.
Yeah, it does help.
This is like, you know... This is like a fast imp with like the most like luxurious loincloth ever.
Oh, this castle's not going to work, Camfewell. Your opponent's an imp. Oof. What do you mean, naked castle? Oh god.
And 2 villagers.
1 villager.
Oh no.
Oh my god. They can't see it. Damn. It will get stopped.
One second, just for context, I have the Doubt castle mod, so I'm just super scrolled into Doubt's beautiful, beautiful face.
Yeah, I do too, but it's not showing up. My CA is so wrecked. Camfewell sees the hand cannons now, and Ashoof sees the castle. Let's go. The bomber cannon's on the way.
Bomber cannon is on the way.
Might get sniped by a light cav that just strolls past.
And like to echo who Bonnie in chat, absolutely, like the click is definitely to go for Cavalier and going for Knights, but you're playing as the Burgundians. Like, you've already shown you know about the whole. Ooh, and oh my god, no, putting in so many villagers, going
oh, he wants the castle so bad.
On the castle.
Ashoof, bring the bomber cannon, please.
Okay, good. Acknowledges he can't get it. That's important from Camfewell.
Hopefully he deletes it.
Like, just delete this, accept it. You're gonna get 300. You're gonna get 320 like stone back. It's not. Come on, you only have a few seconds left. Delete. Ah!
Oh god, he's gonna lose stone.
It's lost.
No. More stables being added. Ashoof, I kind of agree with Laurie, to be honest. This is a really sick build. You execute it really well. But it's not enough to just do the build. The point of the build is to get a monstrous timing attack, and you simply have nearly already missed the timing. If Camfewell was a bit more experienced, you don't win. You have to hit as soon as you can. I think you're still gonna win because Camfewell maybe isn't sure what to do. But we gotta push. Let's go. Right now, you don't make all this just to sit in the middle.
The major issues right now for Camfewell is that like second armor and Cavalier. Those are the two things you need right now to actually make a difference. What like the ideal position you have right now is you have like I mean like 8, 9, 10 Cavalier. You push them all in on the hand cannons, and as you're running in, you pick 2 or 3 of your Cavalier and toss them specifically on the bombard cannon, and all of a sudden your opponent is like, oh crap, I need to keep my bombard cannon because that's the thing that actually keeps the push moving forward. But as they try to click 1, 2, 3, and as the hand cannons like slowly get their shots off, they're dying. And in that, and like all of a sudden now, either A, you have no bombard cannon for the opponent, so your walls are safe, or B, you have like 5 hand cannons left, and and your next line of Cavalier are just going to eliminate them entirely.
31 minutes and the bombard cannon finally hits the enemy base, but we've been in for like 10 minutes at this point. Oh, conversion.
Big conversion.
Wow, they have shorter conversion range too. That's pretty lucky.
In Camfewell's like credit, 96 villagers.
Yes, very good.
Less than his credit.
I'm a little bit annoyed.
15 of them in queue. I would rather that food be spent on Cavalier right now because you have 6 stables.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 stables, Cavalier upgrade, and then we queued 6 like Cav instead of Cavalier. But we're gonna break in now. This is a
I think it might be
push, but God, it should be. I'm not too critical. I know this is a hard build.
Oh, and cast them together with the monks so they're going slowly.
But Ashoof in future, like, it's a timing attack. You can't be chilling in your base. Add an eco. Your eco is gonna be worse than the opponent. You have to use the timing to push. Oh, nice castle.
100 villagers and nothing else. Okay, adding in like trying to add in anything, like I feel like Camfewell is just sort of reaching at the moment and just trying to find anything to stabilize.
Just shoot the wall down, Ashoof.
I think Camfewell just like the Cavalier didn't work and just was immediately just like, oh, I guess that isn't the solution.
Yeah,
like,
that does happen at the Silo.
It is the solution. It's just like you didn't do it to the extent that it becomes a solution.
Oh, we're shooting our own hand cannons with the bombard cannons. There we go. If you notice. Right, we're gonna break in. Yeah, this is gonna be unstoppable. Fusilier being added. Skirms can hold with like a big numbers, but not with at this stage. We're just gonna die. I can't believe this worked. I'm really proud of Ashoof for this build. It's sick at this elo. But wow, you should have been punished for this. Super late to push with it.
Like, I'll say as well, like they're skirms, but like they're skirms that don't even have fletching.
Yeah.
And there's no blacksmith on the field for our player in purple. Yeah, like again, like it's something very like I'm always like hesitant to be like,
oh, they can't see the castle.
That you need to like, it's
800
a lot
though.
of panic when it comes to
they're
this
trying.
kind of stuff.
They're trying really hard. Also, this goddamn glorious Turk castle. It looks so sick, chunky, very octagonal.
Also, like, yeah, I always like to think like, what's going on?
GG.
On and G to the G.
Ashoof, Really well played. I don't mean to be so critical. You gotta push. This push went really well. But it's like 15 minutes late. It's not a fast imp. It's just an imp that like with a small economy. But nice, you got it. You got there. Camfewell couldn't stop it. That's nice.
To like speak about Camfewell for a second, like I think one thing, like just looking at this whole like see more with Pro, view APM worker efficiency and more with CA/DE Pro, because apparently I'm a pleb who can't get Capture H Pro. But anyways,
I wouldn't know what that's like.
If you look at this little menu, haha, brilliant.
Camfewell, nice APM, 40 APM.
But
that's for me.
In the main menu, you see like their most created unit, 28 hand cannons, which isn't like it's not quite enough, obviously. But like only 9 light cav. It just shows that Camfewell like couldn't commit to something that he thought was actually working because he just got into a bit too much of a panic.
Yeah.
And you saw like light cav, cavalier, gustilier, elite skirmisher. Like it was just a little bit. It was a little bit like reaching.
Oh, you're so right.
Good night, everyone. And yes, indeed, an impotent imp tribulation.
It does happen a lot to see though, where you can kind of feel someone is getting a build done to them for the first time, and they're like, "Oh God, does skirms work? No, skirms doesn't work. Okay, does maybe scouts? No, that didn't work." Like they're just trying it in live time, like experimenting on how to deal with this. But it's the worst when they like pick the right thing, but they go about it wrong. And they just write that off as an option. They're like, "No, that didn't work. Like Cavalier's not going to work because the 2 Cavalier I sent in didn't do it."
Exactly.
But we got a set on our hands. I was a bit worried with that game with Camfewell that it was going to be a bit dominant, but Ashoof with the tactical advantage this time went for the strategy win, and he took it. Honestly, yeah, all said and done, well played. I'm just pointing out what will be an issue in the future with that kind of build when you rise and people can deal with it is you're going up early to hit people with a tech advantage that they can't deal with at that time. But if you wait too long, you need so much damage to even bring it back to even. You got to hit so fast because your economy is just going to be worse. But nice, really cool strategy. No, I actually can't remember the last time. Dizzy, I think, was the last person I saw who did this at this elo. Tough build, and if it doesn't work, it's very tough to come back from. Jungle Swamp, let's go. The lobby's not showing up for me though.
No, the lobby showed up for me, but when I tried to download the file, it said, okay, there we go. Are we? Oh, it's actually we're already going. So we have
there we go.
Berbers versus Byzantine.
Ooh, wait.
One sec, just get CA open.
Wait, what? Berbers? That's the least. Oh my god, going to Jungle Swamp with Berbers. I would have thought Goths or Chinese. Berbers are good. Berbers are a great civ. But for Jungle Swamp, I think maybe Goths or Chinese would have been better.
So to answer the questions, Duolingo, it's for Italian, and yes, I do agree, it's an awful app, but I only do it because it means that every single day, no matter what I do, I always listen to a little bit of it, because like I always try to like read like articles on like just like when you learn a language, try to like deal with actual authentic language. Like I also teach English to people as a foreign language, so like you do learn how to like teach and learn languages. But anyways, sorry. Ashoof in the west is playing in the green as the Byzantines, which I'm going to say right now should be in purple. Just saying, preferienitos, etc., etc. It's this old Greek term which means born in the purple. It's like this phrase for someone who was actually born as a prince and then went on to become emperor. And in the purple, we have Camfewell in the purple as the Berbers. Sta imparando Italiano. Sì.
Malnama says Camfewell's been practicing Berbers a lot. I like Berbers. I'm just, I can't help but think about what could be good from the draft. I think Goths and trying to be better for this map. But yeah, Berbers are the civ that deals with other civs. They are super good. Loads of options. Great unique unit. But we're in Jungle Swamp. This is a very underplayed map in this tournament and very tough map. This map is really hard because once your wood runs out in the middle, tons of hunt, by the way. When you move to the center, it's like so uncomfortable to move around. With big trees, it looks insane. I've never seen it with big trees. But yeah, this is Camfewell's home map. We got still a pretty tense game for Ashoof. Or sorry, for pretty tense game for Camfewell. It is our home map, but if we lose this, that's going to be it. But I feel like Camfewell will be favored here just from his micro he's shown in the other games. I have to see. But on this map, there's also fish. There's so many maps in this pool that has fish in the middle, but there's a good bit of deep fish. It's definitely worth fishing and fighting for fishing. I got a full art Tatsugiri in my Pokemon pack, if anyone cares.
Hell yeah. This is me, by the way, if anyone cares.
Camfewell is gonna fish, I think. Then in 2 Vills, nice. That is, I think, the meta solution, because you can fish with both of them and defend your fishing ships from scouts. Ashoof, we don't seem to be any movement towards docking. And judging by the Acropolis game, maybe isn't going to dock at all, which hurts. There's a lot of deep fish here.
Yeah, and that's like also, if we remember from the Acropolis game, like a mirror of that. Camfewell went in there as the Tatars, whereas Ashoof just did not acknowledge it. Bergman. Oh yeah, if you you're where like obviously not to dox yourself, but which region of Switzerland are you from? Are you from like the Italian speaking, German speaking, or the French speaking? Because like y'all have so many languages. Also, I forget what the 4th language is called again, the one that's like specifically in Switzerland, and a little bit of an engagement from with Ashoof soldiers and Camfewell there.
It's kind of nice. A lot of scout HP. Damage. Anyone enjoying the buff to militia line? Yes, we saw a sick game in the T90 series, Trojan, where Anakin took a game off him with some nice Armenian longswords on Rocky Forest. They've been pretty sick. Like, don't like these houses, Ashoof. Your wood line, it's crying.
I was like speaking earlier, but like Japanese men at arms with arson are just disgusting. Because also they're fast enough that they can walk away from where a bad engagement is, and a lot of idle villagers just standing underneath the Byzantine town center. But like Japanese men at arms can just like walk away from a bad engagement, and then like my opponent, like I remember, was just like waiting for them to come back, and I was like, no, I'm not going to come back. I'm just going to destroy your houses like that, and all of a sudden you're housed again. And like the number of games I just won by being a little gadfly, like never letting my opponent do anything, was insane. I was playing on Nomad though, so like I was fortunate that I tended to TC near my opponent, whereas I think Celts are still kind of like the meta.
Celts are so fast. They can dodge TC fire with their militia now. They're so fast. It looks so stupid. There's some civs that are crazy. Like I want to try Slav still. Free arson seems kind of stupid.
Oh god, yes. Yes. The Virginia as well, like, is absolutely bonkers.
I'm a little curious on Ashoof's opening here. We went for the lumber camp here, but then we housed off the tree line so we can't really chop it, and then just went for a different wood line. And no dock is going to hurt a lot. There's going to be quite a bit more of income here for Camfewell. Economy's going to be a good bit better. But Barracks going up for Ashoof. No, okay, Barracks. Camfewell this is just like a player preference. I used to this all the time. Camfewell is a player who, when they need a building, they want it right now. So they just grab like 6 vills and click it. Like, I used to do that, especially like in a point in the game where you need a university. I'm like, I'm not waiting 20 minutes for 1 vill to build a university. I just grab like 8 vills and click the university. But it over a whole game, this is a lot of time that your vills aren't working when it's not that much more efficient. Unless you need the units like right this second, just get 1 vill to build it. Like you're not going to die in the time that it goes up. And it's a lot of just time your vills aren't collecting resources.
273 days, Duolingo.
Nice. So you do that as well, Trojan. Now I do it. I'll build universities with 1 vill now. I actually build things with 2 little vills now because I'm like, no, I need my economy to be working.
I think that universities are one of those buildings you need 2 villagers on. Like I think it's
I do 1
slower build rate.
Yeah, I still will do 1 because I'm like, I'll get it eventually, and my economy's gonna be nice and working.
I think it's because like for me, like it's one I think it's definitely an area I can improve on, is that like I tend to think about the university a little bit later than I should, because by the time I think about it, I already kind of need it now. like I already needed ballistics, I already needed chemistry kind of thing. So I ended up having to like commit more villagers to it because I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, chemistry takes long enough as it is.
True.
Okay, we're doing Pokemon.
Adthor with the call out. Fair. Being a loyal legend is hard. I complain that he builds with too few builds, and Camfewell builds with too many builds. Being a loyal legend is hard. It's the unfortunate curse of the it depends. Because building a castle with one vill and building a TC with one vill is too few vills. But yeah, building a barracks or building houses with like 6 vills, it's too many. But like, it's just experience. You start to learn what things are you need like right now, and what things, you know, you just need to get started, and they will get finished in a while the rest of your eco works. But Camfewell's going to come forward with some archers and spears. This is pretty high level forward. This is going to be tough to deal with for Ashoof, especially with the wall situation. We got pretty good walls, but we are still open on a whole side.
And Ashoof now just sort of like I'm thinking about like the scout that he has forward. Like at the moment, like what ideally I'd like that scout to be doing is just tracking.
Yes.
Like just keeping an eye on this army as it moves towards you. Know the exact angle it's coming towards you. Unless you're like full walled or walled everywhere except one location, so you kind of already know where they're gonna get to. But like if you're at this stage, I would want to know exactly where this army is coming from, because especially in the field age when you have so few units, like having proper positioning is like that bit more insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
also, same
like,
for same for Camfewell. He got lucky with the way he went. He found the opening, but you could add a scout here earlier checking like where the openings are in the wall. We're going to come in. These skirms are not going to be able to hold this. We have nothing on them. 2 naked skirms against 4 fletching archers, 3 spears and a scout. This is a huge forward that Camfewell just seems to be playing in his element with. He loves this kind of play. Yeah, we need a blacksmith.
Yeah, just like, again, like harkening back to the whole thing we were saying earlier about like at lower ELOs, like home maps tend to matter more. Because like if we think back, like the last game we played, we had Ashoof with like, he was, you know, out of the kitchen saying, "Y'all, I've done it again," and came to us with that fast imp, which, you know, was not done perfectly, but done well enough to win.
Oh god, if Camfewell finds these vills,
I think he's
might
see them.
not see them. He can see them.
He sees them. Will he perceive them though?
Oh no, this is bad.
Them. Get perceived, you absolute dorks. Those villagers are not long for this world.
Where are we going?
Pulling back? What? Take the fight.
He needs to go now because Ashoof has armor on the way in and a lot of skirms. Going to be 6, nearly 8 skirms. Yeah, fight this with vills.
S Percipi, boy.
Go. Okay. Ashoof, fantastic forward, but could have gotten huge damage there.
Yeah, like
but now the skirms are actually strong.
It was just so long walking around that by the time he actually got to the point where it's like, okay, this is the pressure point. This is where I actually hurt you. By that time, it went from like 2 skirms to 5. And those skirms had everything.
I hate to be critical. This is the worst possible lumber camp we could possibly do. Why are we moving? What's wrong? What's wrong with the woodline we're on? These lumber camps just don't work well. This one's actually not horrendous. There's a little bit of surface area, but when you put lumber camps inside tree lines, they just don't work.
Okay. Like counterpoint. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Looks kind of baller though, doesn't it?
It does look very cozy. It's less efficient, but sometimes it generally just won't work. The vills can't get at it, or they block each other too much. This one is actually not the worst one I've seen. We had one on Jungle Swamp recently where like there was just a tiny sliver of a corner that vills could drop off at. And it was awful. It's like that one. What's the map? Is it Spiral? That has the berries in like a circle. That T90 goes insane whenever people put the mill in the center and it doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big engagement for the skirms here. Oh my god, Camfewell isn't looking.
This is nasty.
Nice defense from Ashoof. This is exactly how you deal with it. You need skirm numbers vast with armor. Exactly what you need to hold. Did take some Losses, 3 vills, but it could have been worse. Yeah, Orico. It does look like it. Like it clearly. It's like clearly you should put the mill here. It fits so perfectly. But it's like the worst thing you could possibly do because they can't drop off. Castle is clicked. Ashoof is playing very well for this pressure. Double stable has been added for Camfewell, and he is staying in feudal age. We are making scouts. We're making archers.
I do want to say though, like Camfewell's like, despite all like those few bad engagements, like has killed 3 villagers and has 3 working fishing ships.
True.
So like at the moment there's a lot going on that's very good for Camfewell. That said though, when he has been in the age disadvantage with Fast Imp, he's not dealt with it brilliantly. I don't know to what degree he's like good for like saying, okay, feel free to have technology advantage. I'd rather have the economy to create a big army because I'm going to kill you with this.
This is a huge army, and this hill is so annoying for Ashoof's gold pile.
Those scouts need, yeah, I'm just saying, like, you need those scouts to be like right next to your archers. You need them to dive on those skirms the moment they start fighting. But no, he's going to run away with them. I think he's just abandoning the archers.
They run to the vills. We need some skirms in here. Ashoof's actually adding scouts of his own, but the difference is he's up to castle age.
Oh, and Ashoof is in Camfewell's base. Although that said, he's only attacking a mill. He is doing nothing.
Oh, nice. Like, I was wondering where the scouts were.
He is like looking only in one way, and also Camfewell has 4 archers back there as well. Both of them are sort of like somewhat idling their military. That said though, looking at the upgrades, Camfewell does have +1 armor on those scouts, so they are going to be very, very beefy.
It's a sick game. But Camfewell is never getting to castle age. He's just committed to way too much army and upgrades that Ashoof was able to click after clicking up. I mean, he will get to castle age, but Ashoof is comfortably there now. We can start adding techs. We could start, going straight for camels. I love it.
Adding in camels, love it. Good acknowledgement that you're playing as the Byzantines as well.
What a sick. This is, I'm just insane. This is 800 though. I didn't know what camels were when I was 800. We're getting some harass in. The archers finally find the scouts. And Camfewell, my friend, you need castle age. You either need castle age or you need to go like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to add another stable and we're just going to produce forever. But the camels are going to be too much of a problem.
Adding in the market though, back at Camfewell's base, like does kind of tell me, yeah, exactly. And look at that, the Dalek market is coming in. We have a lot of wood being sold. He acknowledges that he needs to get into the castle age as soon as possible. Yeah, which has been nerfed recently. That this hurts more than it used to because they made food worse. Which I'm still not sure if I agree with that change, but it's, I guess it punishes greedy long feudal ages. I love my escapism in my RTS, seeing food get more expensive. True. It's just like the cost of living crisis in Age of Empires 2. And it is an interesting change. I think it... Oof, no, it's Castle Age. Okay, good. I was going to say Castle Age was queued behind 2 villagers, but lets 1 villager get produced and immediately cancels the other one, so is on the way to castle. I think the idea was, there was that meta for ages where pros would just stay feudal forever, and then after they got like crazy damage, they would just destroy the market prices by clicking up themselves, and the person who was the victim of it could just never get up. It's interesting because people, when it happened, people thought they were addressing the phosphru, but it actually makes phosphru better because you can't catch up. You can't catch a phosphru player to castle age. Is mostly for the phosphorus fats? No, Bunny, I think it's the exact opposite. It actually, I think it buffs phosphru because a lot of people's responses to phosphru was go like, oh shit, I need to get a castle age, drop a market, villagers forward, and then it made the food harder to buy. Yeah, this is weird. Like, does Camfewell like not see a local stone mine? No, he does see a stone mine like right next to his houses. Like, interesting. Maybe misclick, or if this was 7 villagers, I'd even understand it, because that would say, okay, I guess I'm just gonna do a castle drop soon. But like, you know, your army is worse for at least the next like minute and a half. Why are you sending your villagers forward? Yeah, actually, speaking of army, we got to keep producing. Skirms are going to help, but a lot of scouts here. Camels, let's go. Okay, we're actually working. The
a bear when I was never 800. I've never been 800 in DE, but I was for sure the HD equivalent of 800. I was probably the HD equivalent of like 500 today. Back then, I don't know what that is. But no, I was even playing in tournaments back then, but thank God those games don't exist anymore. No one needs to see those games. Triple stable for Camfewell. It's gonna be
TC
camels of his own.
Second TC for Ashoof, but those TCs aren't producing anything. Like you are the Byzantines, you do have a cheap Imperial Age, but you know, either A, make villagers, or B, put up a university, monastery, or a siege workshop to get up to Imp. You're doing neither.
The people, hold on, it destroys everyone that copies it, and the people Phosphorus face can manage an all-in, more or less. So the problem was, at that time, the answer to Phosphorus was to just click up as well. You can't be in Feudal Age against the Phosphorus because you just die. The castle units kill you. But the market changes made buying food harder, so it was worse for people trying to survive Phosphorus. And at the same time, the Phosphorus player was already wrecking the market prices by aggressively kicking up. So making it harder to buy food was worse for the Phosphorus victim. I don't know, maybe you're saying Feudal Age, but you kind of can't. It depends on the unit they're going for. Here comes a huge army. Ashoof is struggling to produce. We're adding knights, which is not going to be great against full camel, unless we're going to just send them straight to the enemy base. It's a big engagement though. Crossbow is in. Still fletching. I don't... A lot of people like go for crossbow first. I don't agree with it. Grab that bodkin. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Dizzy? Yeah, we're on Camel War.
I'm pretty sure it's Byzantines. Byzantines have cheaper camels, right?
Yeah, Camfewell eats everything. Camfewell completely wrecks this engage. Now we're getting pushed off our gold. This is a pretty rough position. This has been a problem for Ashoof. For the whole set is just production. We have resources, we have buildings, and we're just not making anything. It's just like panic. It's like trying to think of what to go for first. It's rough. We gotta start making. He looks like he wants to switch to pikes, but he's getting the upgrades first. Okay, add another barracks. Maybe we can start producing. There we go. Camels are coming. This is a very good position for Camfewell, and then it's his like favorite way to play. Controlling his units at front, queuing up tons of ills at home. Gonna be hard. Tyler, does this map have fish in it? Yeah, it did. It had a lot of deep fish. Been fished up by Camfewell though.
Yeah, and F's in the... Oh, literally just as I'd say F's in the chat for the Addictiveme fish boom.
Oh, we're fish booming. Nice.
Fish traps on the way, but they are... I think even worse than the Acropolis ones.
This map, I don't mind the fish traps in the middle, because then random melee units can't reach the fish that are fishing out of the traps. But yeah, they still have a bit more to travel.
At the moment now, Camfewell has a big opportunity. Like, a lot's going right for Camfewell, but the problem is just not doing anything with it. But could dive on this castle.
That's a scary castle.
Like,
how did he see that?
Being funneled into it.
How did he see that?
He's naturally being funneled into it. He just wanted to go in that direction. And
nice.
Like, look at the rest of Ashoof's base. Like, he's naturally like...
What a disastrous time.
Go around the west.
That's such a pain for Ashoof. This castle would have been critical because it helps
and more
our gold.
Villagers on the way. The camels are eating well tonight.
This is bad. It's really bad. And we have pikes. Where are the pikes?
And a forward castle from Camfewell.
The pikes are at the back of the base. They're just standing around. We could actually get the castle up with the help of the pikes.
Inside you, there are two doubt castles. One is defensive and doesn't go up. One is omega aggressive and is absolutely gonna go up and destroy a town center.
Oh, look at that new Berber castle. Oh, it's so nice. I love the arch. The way the arch is all like...
Oh no. Oh no. Is that... Castle's coming up? Is it gonna go down?
Oh, counter castle.
Okay.
While
Yeah,
the
I
castle
thought to
is
myself,
up.
like, but like it's full of villagers. The Berber castle is full of villagers. Like it's going to destroy everything. But I was gonna say there was a world where I could see Ashoof getting one hammer hit on the castle, and then immediately it getting nuked by Camfewell's castle.
It's gonna go up, but I mean, look at the vill count. It's back to game 1 again. Insane. We're on Acropolis game 2.
Game 2.
We have a game 5 coming. And Ashoof played this opening amazingly, but the weakness comes out in keeping the army production up, and it just seems like Camfewell's really good at that.
I will say now, like the one thing I want to see right now is 20 villagers in this castle doing something else. Like,
yeah, true.
Even if you put them onto a lumber camp, they need to do something. Because they account for like half of the economic advantage you have right now.
Oh, no, I don't mind pikes, but I mean, we both have super cheap camels. This should have really been a camel war. Camels, add some monks. It's rough. And I think Byzantines come out better. Well, I'm actually not sure who comes out better. Byzantines, we just have cheaper everything when we're going trash. But no, this is going to be Camfewell's game. It's just Acropolis again. It seems like this is a really sore point for Ashoof in style of play. And it's just like Camfewell's absolute dream way to play, which makes me interested for game 2 for game 5. Because fortified clearing is like both. Fortified clearing is closed and open. So who the hell takes that game? Oh, we maybe got Traderville. Oh my god, the gate's open.
Oh, the traitor.
Oh, no.
The traitor.
Traitor. Treasonous villager let in.
I don't know if you ever watched it when you were a kid, because it was on like CBBC. But like, but do you remember the show The Saboteur, where there were these kids and they played these little mini games, but one of them was always told, "You are the saboteur," and they were supposed to like ruin the game for everybody else. And the whole idea is that like everyone else has to find out who the one that was trying to ruin the game was if they did lose it. It just feels like that. The saboteur opened the gate.
Imposter among us. No, we're so dead. I'm just hoping this is gonna be like Acropolis again. Ashoof is beyond dead. We 15 villas trapped in a TC. We're dead, but it's like the Acropolis game. We're gonna just keep playing it out. This is I mean, you gotta make Camfewell. This is a Camfewell weakness too. Just click up. You know you've killed 1 million villagers. You're sitting on front of their base with a castle. Just click imp. And you win the game.
Like I think that Camfewell is like, there's absolutely a world I see where Camfewell gets better at finding the damage that he can find right now. But like, until you get to the point where you know exactly how to like make your opponent hurt while you're still in the castle age, just take your economic advantage and ride it to the bank.
I think both these players have really sick potential. This is insane for 8 and 900. They both have weaknesses, but that like helps so much. Because a lot of people really struggle to get over the 1,000 barrier and just don't know why they're losing their games. They feel like they're playing their heart out and they're like, why is it working for my opponent and not for me? But Camfewell and Ashoof watch this back. It's really clear that if they patch, they both have different things to patch up, but if they patch those up, they're going to go rocketing up in elo. Let's just not walk our entire wall of camels into these pikes. But we just need to click imp. We're done. Oh my god, why are we walking into the pikes? It's fine. We could lose all our army here and still win. But we have the whole base to attack, and we're like, let's attack the one counter unit to us.
And let's destroy this one little bit of palisade.
Screw this palisade. This is my hill.
Yeah, just like
my beautiful Berber castle. And am I crazy? The Byzantine castle looks smaller than like every other castle. And they're like, ironically, the biggest castles in the game. They have the chunky ass HP. It looks even just to the Berber castle beside it, it looks way smaller.
Yeah. I think it's just shorter.
Yeah, there's like no crazy features on it, and it's really small. But no, this is, I mean, I don't know, kind of like game 2. I'm wondering what Ashoof's game plan is. Like, where are we seeing our outs here? There's kind of point where you play your outs. Oh, just sold it. Okay, his out is getting another castle, it seems like. He just sold like his entire bank for the stone.
I mean,
don't make fun of the size. It looks average to me. Yeah, this is a perfectly fine castle. Maybe even too big.
Where does the castle go though? Like literally, like I don't see where this castle can go. Where the villagers all don't die to even castle fire passively.
Oh god, it goes right here, under our one wood line left.
And like looking at Camfewell's stone, like that's almost another castle right there.
Sometimes you feel like resigning can be anticlimactic. Yeah, sure. I mean, we still have a game 5. To be honest, I bet Ashoof was just like, how did I throw this? Because he had this game. When castle was clicked, we were moving from field into castle, he was in a very good position. It's rough. It's just God. If you just work on military production, there is other mistakes. But I bet there's a lot of games Ashoof has on the ladder where like he feels in a great position and then just dies because the opponent has like triple the army. And you can't figure out why. It's just you gotta keep those buildings pumping. And GG.
There we go.
Right on cue.
G to the G.
Game 5. I like game 5 for a finals, but I bet the players don't. They would have liked it to me. Decisive in their favor, but 2-2. Camfewell, you're fast. 56 APM for 900. That's zooming. Maybe too fast, to be honest, but that's nice.
I would even say like it's probably a very promising because like I think one of the easier things to teach is like allotment of APM. I think like actually learning how to make your fingers do do things.
Oh
like,
yeah,
a number of tasks is much harder than it is to actually just say, hey, you know, every like if you do this instead of like clicking twice, you can click once, and then in that time in between, look at your TC kind of thing.
True. There's a thing in I don't think it's in Age of Empires, in StarCraft, in like the Korean scene of StarCraft, they'll do that. They like much prefer pros that are really fast over pros that are really intelligent, like with game sense, because you can teach that. It's much harder to teach being really fast. You can like, you know, train people up in game knowledge, but if people are like super naturally crazy fast, it's a big advantage. So game 5, yes, chat, you're right. We went. No, we're wrong. Never mind. I was about to say we were right. It is Lithuanians, but Cam did go with the Chinese. No way. Okay. Feeling confident? I think Goths would be probably better here. I think Goths are crazy at this elo. Here's the prediction for game 5. Get your votes in. This is the end of it all. High pressure game. And I bet the players did not want it to go to this. This is so stressful. There are, like, by the way, we're talking about what they could be doing right and wrong all day. They're tired. They're 5 games deep in a high pressure set. They know people are watching. Like, it's really hard. So we can forgive them. They're probably making mistakes they wouldn't normally make. But here we go. Fortified clearing. Here we go. Whoa, gotta catch the live time. Sorry?
Oh no, I've been in a while.
Oh, my bad. I was loading up capture edge. Yeah, we got...
It's all good.
Game 5. Ashoof for Camfewell. Thick runs for both, super deep all the way to the end of the tournament, but someone here is taking home the trophy. Ashoof in the green in the Lithuanians. Camfewell in the purple on the Chinese. And Chinese are different now. Yeah, good point. Chinese are very different. Now we're up to live speed. What do you think here? I think Lithuanians, just for being more straightforward at this elo, are just better.
Mm-hmm. I also like would be skeptical about like to what degree we might be seeing something being cooked up by Camfewell, specifically like the
Maybe.
I will Fire Lancer rush him kind of thing. Of
like, that would be
if it's
so
something totally unfamiliar kind of thing.
That would be so cool. In game 5 of a finals, that would be the most baller play ever to go full like Fire Lancer rush. Yeah, Chinese don't get Campbell anymore. I guess it's a good, like, they must think Fire Lancers are such a fine replacement that they can do without. I don't think I've produced a single Fire Lancer in an actual game yet. I had them made against me. Where are we going? Camfewell? 2 vills on the way. Oh. We have a movement. Nice job identifying the short side. Also, yeah, to do with the map, this is not the fortified clearing we saw earlier. This is a more lopsided one. There's definitely a short side. Yeah, we're going forward.
We are gaming.
This is super, super risky for a Game 5 final, but I think this is probably the best way for Camfewell to play, because this is playing to his strengths. Going to be aggressive. We're going crazy forward with 2 vills. Going to drop some military buildings. But yeah, Chinese wrecked his idle time. You will have idle time with Chinese, but 1 minute 44 is really painful. We're just down. We're straight up down villages now. Oh no! There's no way. It's auto. Is it? It's auto scout. No, it's not. There's no way.
Any reaction? Any reaction?
He didn't notice.
No reaction at all.
He didn't notice. Oh my god, Ashoo's gonna look back at this game and be like, are you kidding me? Oh my god.
It's not in range of the house.
Where are we going?
Villager on the goal. Villager on the goal.
Why are we so close?
It's totally seen. There's no way this is not seen.
What's going on?
Okay, did run away. Did run away. What are you making though? Like, the barracks is back home.
Okay, the barracks are home, so maybe another stable. Okay, I don't mind. We're doing something. I don't agree with putting a stable forward because it's like the fastest unit. It's okay,
unit, yeah.
But we can. It's still going to be a lot of pressure. And I bet Ashley was going to be like, "Where the hell are these units coming from?" If this was a range, I would really agree with it. But we also, don't. Like, this is a desperate play
as well. Like, I'm looking at the positioning of it. Like, there is a very clear wall that could happen here. That just walls out the stable.
Yeah.
Like, if this stable is like south of the gold and that like little open clearing, I don't see where the wall is that stops that. And now where are these villagers gonna go? Like,
I think this is a super desperate play. This is like, I'm nervous. I thought I would have a much easier time in this game, and I want to like force a lot of pressure really early to just try and steal it. If Ashoof can hold, he's fine. He just needs his barracks. His barracks is up. He needs some. I would even preemptively make spears against Camfewell. This is very tense. And we have scouts reduced.
They're hiding in the corner. Okay, they're diving. They're diving.
Crazy. The thing is, like, this isn't.
Go to the wood line.
This isn't much later as it would be if we just had the stable at home. It's actually like probably slower because the vills had to walk the whole distance.
This is.
Whoa! This is wild. This is so exciting.
Are the villagers going home?
Oh, I'm so stressed for both players here. I'm so stressed for Camfewell.
Correct in there. Like, there is no loom. We are no loom gaming. And right now, the purple villager, she is asking the question of the bear or the man, and the bear is attacking her.
Oh
and
no!
What is going on here?
Okay, Camfewell has loom.
Like,
Ashoof, click Castle Age. We don't have loom. You can't click Castle Age with no loom with army in your base. Oh my god, the walls are so sick. Oh my god, the walls are so sick. What?
The walls are sick. The walls are good. But the problem is, like, those walls should be funneling you into that wood line. That wood line is looking juicy. That wood line is looking scrum diddly umptious. Like,
Ashoof, please make spears. For the love of God, make spears. You're not gonna go loom. This is crazy. What a fight. What a game 5. I'm so stressed. I think Ashoof thinks he has loom. He should be able to notice that his villas are just getting murdered. We're diving into TC. One vill dead. We don't have enough garrison in the TC. Now we're getting some damage. Oh, my heart is hurting. This is too stressful. Make spears, Ashoof. Please make spears. I don't know what.
Okay, finally we're going on the wood line. Going in on the wood line.
What is
I'm going for the fight with no loom gaming.
What is the issue with spears? I can't understand why he's made so many spears every game, and then suddenly this game, the most important game where he's no loom, he doesn't want to make spears. It's crazy. But Castle's about to be in. He's actually going to wall at his vills. No, he didn't click the house.
Go for it.
You have to just punch them down now. Just hit them. The vills need to fight. Why are we not making spears? I can't understand
Take
it.
the fight! You must know he doesn't have loom based on how quickly you've been killing them. You have to take that fight.
Vills are safe.
Like, what can you do now if you're Ashoof? If you don't have, like, the wood economy to get, like, a monastery up?
Lord
to, like,
lights.
create monks.
What are we doing? I'm losing my mind. I'm not...
Both, like, go to the east of the map, you'll see some bears having a conversation. They killed both of the forward villagers because Camfewell was like, I built a stable forward, and he walked them home.
Of all... I don't mean this as in a bad way, in a, like, mean way. This is proof of what I was saying before the game started.
Game 5.
The players are tired. They're making really rough decisions they wouldn't normally make. I only laughed because you could bet me money of what the first thing Ashoof would click in Castle Age would be. I would never in a million years guess Bloodlines first. Oh,
and I'm, like, looking at
it's just stress.
Space right now. Like,
too much stress.
He's got a tree with 18 wood on it, and I was finally retasking the villagers onto the wood line. But, like...
Oh, mega stone walls.
There is no economy here.
Mega stone walls at home for Camfewell. Okay, right. The craziness is over. We gotta get back to the real game. Ashoof is now... There's no pressure. You got the nice wall. Let's make vills. Let's get going. Get loom in.
Also, how... I haven't been looking at, like, Camfewell's base, but, like... How is Ashoof so far ahead in res collected? Like, 7 villagers of his are dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, look at Camfewell's idle TC. I think he's just not been looking at his base at all. This is... Oh, it's still open. Just get through. There's like a little nook in the houses. I feel so bad. Like, they're just exhausted from long games. They both know they're making mistakes. We still have a game though. Come on, we gotta lock in. Let's make vills. Let's go. Oh, there was a gather point problem that had all vills idle. Damn. Yeah, there's the idle. Sorry, the worker efficiency is pretty rough. Looks like we're fixing it now though. Oh, Ashoof is just shaken to the core. Adding a monastery now. Monastery is a little bit risky. It's bewildering to me. I know if he watches back, he can tell me. I imagine it's just complete stress. It's game 5. It's his first tournament ever. But it's insane to me that we didn't make spears. 2 spears just completely solves everything, even with no loom.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's going back for the Lithuanian plan, which is risky. You know your opponent's on scouts to just send monks out in the middle, but we have a scout patrolling in the center. It's crazy that the scout wasn't back at the base though when that was going on, but we can get our relics. Right, we're making vills again. Camfewell finally on the way to castle. But if we can get some early control of relics, we can try and get back into this game.
Now one of the problems is that, like, you have to know if you're playing against Lithuanians that they're going to want to go relics. And the majority of relics are in the center. But, like, and going for a second barracks back home? But, like, how does this stable in the back of Ashoof's base
Camfewell's going man at arms.
give you any relic control?
Camfewell's getting arson.
No.
Oh, he might be going Fire Lancers. Fire Lancer. Ashoof is adding TCs with no food economy. We can barely support 1 TC. But I mean, we lost 8 vills, and Camfewell has probably lost about the same in idle time. So it could be way worse than it is right now. 35 vil difference. Monks are getting mobilized now.
Good thing is, as well, playing as Lithuanians, you are going to have that food bonus. So, like, every TC you make is that little more forgiving for you, as far as your eco comeback is concerned.
Alright, 1 relic down. Going to get 2.
Fire Lancer, come on. Fire Lancer, please, 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 please.
That would be so sick.
Please, 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 please.
Yes! Fire Lancers! This is actually very powerful because Ashley was probably like, oh god, what do these things do? Hope he read the patch notes.
Quickly, does anybody know how quickly a Fire Lancer converts?
Converts? Oh god, I don't know. They produce kind of slowly though, for being a replacement for kind of... They're kind of both. They're like cav answer and infantry answer. They produce super slow. Yeah, use your reminder to... Yeah, you called it. This is so ballsy to go for in a final. I wonder, like, Camfewell's obviously just been messing around with Fire Lancers. Thinks they're pretty good. The monks are coming in.
Oh.
2 relics down, gonna be 3. It's a 1 HP scout here.
Ashoof space, first of all, he is still
open.
gaming. Second of all, look at that gold mine. I think
it's open again.
A tile disappeared.
Ashoof, like, for sure, 1,000,000% thinks he has Loom. It's just he hasn't noticed. He didn't click it. It's too much panic. It's rough. It's the thing you look back on. He's 5 games deep in a pressure series. He's looking back and be like, God damn it. Oh, no way this 1 HP scout finds this monk.
Monk's gonna get caught.
Didn't see it.
No,
Did see it. Did see it.
Does it?
The scout is 1 HP.
I don't. It's not gonna get it. Not gonna get it.
No. The value off that scout. 1 HP. Damn, here come the Fire Lancers. Fire Lancers are okay versus cav and then borderline OP when you mass 30 of them. I haven't used them yet. I had them used against me.
Oh my god, no, but use the charge up attack against a very weak scout.
I kind of wish that the fire would go out when they use their charge. It stays on the unit. Oh, we're gonna find the monk, the next monk.
Attack!
Convert. Oh, convert goes through. Nice. Okay, so at least a little bit of value. Lost another monk though.
It's ahead on villagers now, though. Ashoof.
Yeah, nice. Ashoof.
I'm going a lot of houses on Camfewell side, trying to wall off the side. But like, you need to do something here. You need to either like you need to do something. What's the word? Like, you need to do something definitive. You need to say either forward siege workshop to like make these fire lancers count by moving into your opponent's base, or another TC. But at the moment we're doing neither,
you have to pick one.
It's gonna hurt us.
I didn't even notice. Grimtail said in the chat that Camfewell has literally never used Fire Lancer. So this is a new strategy being worked out in live time in game 5 of a tournament finals. That's so sick. But I mean, they're so brand new that there's a good chance Ashoof just doesn't know what they do. Like, what do you make against them? What are they good against? It's going to go Scorpion. Scorpions will actually do pretty well, but like the blast shot might just kill a Scorpion if they can reach. I actually don't know how they do against all kinds of units. Castle being forced. Oh my god, the pressure is huge. The arson damage is also adding up. Look at this gate getting melted. Fire Lancers don't shotgun siege units? Okay, really good to know. Because, you know, sometimes that happens with, you know, mangonels and hand cannons have that weird relationship where in small numbers, mangonels do alright, but then gets to the point where hand cannons just like actually one-shot them from like any kind of range. It's 3 damage, ignores armor. Okay, so siege is actually a decent answer. It's so weird after 25 years having so many new units to think about. Look at that Lithuanian castle. That's so sick. It's like, it's a weird angle. It looks really nice. Fiona Danger, what's up? Decided trying to literally any stream that might show up to new Chinese Korean units, and here I show up to some. You're seeing a player in a tournament final. We're at an 800 to 900 elo tournament final, trying Fire Lancers for the first time in their final. They made it the whole way through the tournament, and we're like, well, let's see how Fire Lancers do, and decided that their entire build is going to be mass Fire Lancers. We'll have to see how it works out. Imp is on the way for Ashoof at 58 mils. What do we want in Imp? Oh, does he... Are we thinking maybe hand cannons are needed? I'm so glad this is the game 5, but I'm so stressed for both players. This is such a weird game 5 after everything we've been through. Oh, the Camfewell has noticed that the back of the base is open. I think it's open. Maybe it's closed again. Oh, it is open.
I want to say that like the way that like Camfewell has played, like every map he's played very well. He's played very standard. Like he played a lot of camels as the Berbers. He played a lot of CA as the Tatars.
Mm-hmm.
And to like go, hey, you know what? Screw convention.
Psych.
And just go Fire Lancer on game 5 is so... It's just peak. It is just... It is like, you know, to borrow the... I don't know if it's like BTTV or 7TV, but it's cinema. And I'm sitting exactly
Do
like
I have cinema?
Scorsese.
If the cinema in my 7TV, I want to see it in the chat because this is cinema. Do I have cinema? Cinema. It's cinema with two A's. I don't know if this is a hot take. I hate emotes that are just regular words spelt the right way. Because it just makes you type something and look like a fucking idiot where an emote like changes half your sentence. This is cinema. Grimtail says, Addictive. I genuinely believe Cam did not want to play Chinese and just took it so it wouldn't get taken by Ashoof. And it went to game 5 and felt like he had to play the Chinese over Gots. I think you're right. And I think Gots were the better choice. But this is crazy situation for a game 5. Because if he loses, that feels really bad because he's like, oh, I should have just went Chinese. I should have just went Gots. But if he wins, he's like, why did this work? What the hell is going on? Rocket Cart queued. Yes, Genoese, you get me. I don't mind them, but it's annoying when like the word hello or like the word okay or something is an emote. It's like, just make it a little different. So if you mean to type it, you type it. Oh, I always change the emotes. If the emotes are just a normal word, I'll just add a letter on.
Yeah.
So we went imp. What did we do with it? Kind of nothing. I thought maybe we'd go for chemistry. We're going for, we're going to see some ladies.
I mean, we do have the cavalry armor into the Imperial Age, so they are going to be 6+5 and +4 pierce armor. So that's going to be pretty good. Pretty
well-dressed ladies. But ladies into a armada, a legion of Fire Lancers. Here comes a ton of rams and a rocket cart. The rocket cart will get obliterated by the castle, but the rams might break through here.
Weirdly, Fire Lancers do kinda... What's the word?
Oh like, my god, look at the rocket cart damage. Sorry. Look at this. Scorpion's exploding.
Brother. But like, Fire Lancers weirdly do have good synergy with rounds because they can like do their charge attack from behind them.
Yeah, and they might
do
not
actual damage to lighties while they're there. Like, look at how much damage they're doing just like by themselves, like from behind without ever actually getting in the way of the rams. That's it. All the rams are gone like right now. But one thing in your brain, if you are Camfewell, is how do I get to the Imperial Age right now? That's got to be in your brain. That's got to be your ass.
What I was saying though,
I do not think if you commit to this age, I think you're dead.
I think Ashoof doesn't know what Fire Lancers do because he tried latest, they died. He has knights, they died. He's going to light cap now. He just doesn't know what to make. I think that's genuinely it. He's got a... He doesn't know that they have bonus damage against Cav. He can't think of what else to do. You could still go Cav because we have relics. Lithuanians are just great. But I think Scorpions are good. We just need something to deal with the rocket carts. And Mangonels do a fairly okay job. It's just their rocket carts are kind of better at sniping. At least it seems so far.
I would say to counter them, you would want...
Look at the side of the wall.
Hand cannons. You would also want to have some kind of like not good unit you're okay with sacrificing.
Yeah, like in the front line.
Because they would like... Yeah, because they would essentially like take the charge attack.
Look at the side of Ashoof's wall.
Also if you...
On the right.
And if you have the monitor as well.
It's about to be open.
Oh,
the wood line.
My lord.
And it's like these villas, look at all the trees they could choose. And 2 of them are insistent on opening this. Like, there's definitely deep code in this game that's like, what would be the most annoying tree to chop right now? What would be the most irritating tree for my player to not have? Oh, we got some ladies though. Double castle lady production. 30 vills. Like, I have to keep giving props to Camfewell. He can make vills. He can spam vills. It's so hard this level.
And he should be on his way to the Imperial Age any second now. But does he have the buildings? 2 Siege Workshop does count, right?
No.
It's not like 2 unique. Oh god, yeah.
I don't think so.
Actually lacking a building.
I think you need two different buildings. Oh god, actually do you? No, I'm pretty sure you need 2 different buildings.
Fire Lancers all dying here.
That was pretty good.
Things are looking dicey for our boy in purple.
That's kind of crazy. Does anyone... Do people even know that? Is it... This doesn't work, does it? Because it's rare that this happens. Sometimes... I'm trying to think, because the times that you're playing... 2 distinct, but I'm thinking back to games where I would play like Arena and drop 2 monasteries out the gate. And I'm like, trying to think, does that stop me clicking up? Obviously it does. It's weird. Sometimes stuff like that comes up. But yeah, Scorpions are doing okay for now, but the rocket carts will still be a problem. And he's not stopping rocket cart production. But yeah, Camfewell, same problem we've had in all the games that keeps coming up. We're not going imp. Lady's going to try and dive the rocket carts once again. The Fire Lancer's doing great though. Oh, takes out a Scorpion. But now, Fire Lancers are all dead. That was a lot of investment. Fire Lancers seem quite good, but they're not that cheap. They're like 90 resources and pretty gold heavy.
Also, like, one problem that I think Camfewell had is that he got such a big mass before he actually started fighting that I don't think it occurred to him that, like, oh, I've only got 2 barracks. So in the instance where he actually lost that mass, which we are in right now, we are in that world. Where's the mass coming from again? We have 5, we have 3, we have 4, and we're not making
so nice.
them. And we haven't even clicked up the Imperial Age, and the first trebuchet is on the way. And right now, I don't see what units you have that actually stop you, that actually help you walk to a trebuchet and destroy it before it's destroyed your castle.
This castle's gonna get completely denied. Scorpion's gonna murder the villagers. The ladies get some kills. Okay, we're gonna garrison. Nice. But the Scorpions can just park right here on stand ground. You're never getting this castle up. You're gonna try again. I don't agree with this. Well, Ashoof does need to bring the Scorpions back. Oh my god, we're not bringing the Scorpions back. There's no way you let this castle go up. I think Camfewell loses the game here. But actually, he still has a great vill population even losing these vills. Because Ashoof is just not queuing vills. It's like compounded with it being game 5 of a long series, but at this elo, it's such a problem. Your game is won now. If Ashoof is just constantly making vills, he completely wins right now. But there's still a chance because Camfewell has the pop.
We have Imperial Age on the way. It was queued up behind the villager though, so it did end up taking an extra like 20 seconds to
look at the vills he's sending for this. But he's going to get imp into his castle's already being dead. He really wants this castle up. He needs to just delete it, put it back in the base or something. Also, look at the east of Camfewell's base is completely open. These wood villagers went insane.
Absolutely, yeah, it's insane.
This is going to be Ashoof's game. Imp is just too expensive when you have no army and your opponent's like smashing on the front of your face. Slamming barracks, but for what res, Camfewell? We just spent like 2,000 resources. It's no, I think Ashoof's going to take this.
And again, like that's the second time Camfewell has not taken the L on a castle and lost a lot of res, because if he'd actually deleted that, he would still have enough to build another castle in a much more protectable position.
Where are these vills going? Oh my god, this is not a good castle. And it might get denied again. No. He can see it. It's just panic. It's sheer panic. It's like, imagine the pressure. Your first tournament, you want to win so bad. And his brain is just like, you need a castle or you're dead. And he can't think of anything else. Oh my god, it's so rough. I relate so hard. No, he's losing so many vills. Castle's getting pushed. Ashoof needs to bring his other treb, wherever it is. And I'm still worried that Ashoof isn't making vills, because Camfewell just lost 50 vills and still has more villagers. He's still in the lead. You gotta make vills, Ashoof. Imp is actually going to come in with castle standing, shockingly. This other treb still isn't firing. Do we have murder holes? No murder holes. My heart is actually pounding. This is so stressful for both players. I want them both to win. Because they've tried so hard. They both played so well. Ashoof is in a great position and the vill count is even and he's slowly taking the res lead. Castles are going to go down. Imp is in, but we're making Fire Lancer again. Oh, I think his friend Grimdark, I think Grimdark was right. He didn't actually want to play the Chinese. It was just like a last second panic choice. I think the Goths would have been better here.
One thing I'm noticing about Camfewell is that, like, I think he's extremely uncomfortable with fighting anywhere near his economy.
Yeah, he wants to fight always in the base.
Yeah, every time he's had a forward, like, that gets destroyed, he doesn't think to himself, okay, if I build, like, back in my base, first of all, like, all my military buildings being super condensed mean that as soon as my army dies, it gets recruited again, way faster than my opponent can bring his army forward.
Castle's dead.
Every single time it's been like, I will just, like, I'll build these barracks forward. I'll build another castle forward. It's never, I'll just build a castle just right in front of my farm line. And I think we have another, do we have something else on the way? Because like, I think we have something happening here because all these villagers are on the move. I think we just going to be a castle. One farm to get them to remove.
A TC? Oh, we're in panic stations. You know, this is going to be Ashoof's game. It's crazy. No, you're so right. It's just a style of player. He knows he can't deal with pressure in his own base, so he's like, right, let's just keep the fight in the enemy base. The whole game, that was like the whole point of the Vills forward early. And did get good damage, shockingly good damage. I have to point out, Ashoof, we are 50 minutes in the game, still no loom gaming. We have Vills forward building a castle on the front, and we've no loom. So, oh my god, really should have been punished. I wonder if Camfewell's forward was archers instead. Archers with fast fletching. Because you can follow that up with stables, like just build a stable at home. Your scouts will get there. Trying desperately to wall. Oh, the latest are going to charge in. No, Camfewell knows. Selects all Vills. He doesn't want to admit it. Like, such a sick run to the tournament. But Ashoof has got it. I think Ashoof knows it. Like, look how confidently he's bringing his Vills forward. No loom Vills, by the way. Still no loom on them, but this is a... The game is already over, but this is a game-ending castle.
I know it's bad to say, like, as far as, like, it's silly to say, like, I wish we'd seen game 1 so much. Because, like, looking at game, like, 2, 3, 4, 5,
yes,
what we've seen is that on a closed map, Ashoof is very, very good at dictating play. Whereas on an open map, Camfewell is extremely good at just, like, being annoying as hell and controlling an army extremely well. Game 1 was on fortified not fortified clearing, what's it called again?
Rocky Forest.
Rocky something?
Yeah,
Rocky
we didn't
Forest.
get to see it.
That is like a very, very interesting idea because Ashoof, I think, like, having played Camfewell before, knew his strengths and said, okay, fine, I will take you to my home maps where you're not allowed to rush me because the maps don't allow you to. And it would be so interesting to see what game 1 was like, but unfortunately we just had to have a yap session instead because there was some issues with spec delay.
GG. Oh, Camfewell. Ashoof takes it. I would not have bet money on this game who won this. What an insane game 5.
GG both players.
Wow.
Both players. Well done.
My
Fantastic
adrenaline
set.
is actually crazy. This was insane. You did it, Ashoof, but oh my god, Camfewell, if you see this or you come back or if you're here, you got to confirm for us. Your friend in the chat was saying that you didn't want Chinese. You kind of just took it as maybe an extra ban. Why were we thinking not to go Goths? Goths, I think, would have been better here. It felt like you were uncomfortable on the Civ. But then the Fire Lancers, like, started to work. They were actually, like, working pretty well. But then Ashoof figured it out. Also, Ashoof, can you confirm for us? Did you
know you had loom?
Oh, 1, yeah. Ashoof, it's 52 minutes. Where's your loom? Your Vills are naked. Did you panic with the Fire Lancers? Did you not know what to do? Ashoof says, I had no idea I didn't have loom. You lost so many Vills to your units just murdering the no loom Vills. Yeah, no, it's game 5. You guys are, like, exhausted. You for sure thought you had it. That was just... Wow, what a set. Sorry, Camfewell. What a sick run through the tournament. But, oh, I hope you watch this back. I would still be happy with this because this... You guys both are going to be sick players. There's such clear weaknesses that you can fix. They're so fixable. You are going to fly up in the ranks. What a sick set of players. What a sick final. Oh, I'm exhausted. I didn't even play.
Also, Ashoof, just as a question, because I haven't watched all your matches before, but to my knowledge, you did actually play Camfewell before. did you know he was such like an open map like monster? Like I'm just thinking about your personal home map pick. Were you thinking like, oh, I think I'm a much more better closed map player, or
Yeah.
were you going to do that anyways? Was that like was it a specifically anti Camfewell pick, or was it just a pro Ashoof pick kind of thing?
Camfewell, you're so damn fast. What are you doing with 54 APM at 900?
Anti Camfewell picks. I also gotta say, like again, like if you're gonna do tournaments, like that's just a sign you know how to play tournaments.
Yeah, play the player. Oh, what a series. Goss
What a game.
did not get played, unfortunately. Chinese loss. I'm pretty happy that we got to see Firelancer Rocket Carts, but oh, Camfewell played his heart out. Lithuanian win. Chinese loss. Fortified clearing. Ashoof takes it 5-3 to 2. Wait, what? How did I do this? What game? Oh no, Camfewell won this game, my bad. 3-2. God damn. This is the game we missed. This was game 1 of the Dirt Final, but they accidentally missed enabling spectators, so we'll just go through it quickly. So Ethiopians for Camfewell. Persians for Ashoof. We know Ashoof won this one. Take a look. I'll zoom through it. Pretty decent map. Actually, both players have a nice map. We keep seeing the same maps today, though. Oh, no worries, Rico. Thanks for sticking around. What a sick 2 series we saw. My heart was actually going insane that last game of this one.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane.
Oh.
Like a real swinger as well. Like it's always fun to have a game where you're just like, oh, this person, oh my god, they didn't, kind of thing.
I didn't know who the hell was winning that until basically the very last push in that last game. It could have went either way. Ashoof might have picked a different unit. He said he's never played Firelancers. He could have picked a different unit to try to fight them and just died. And Camfewell would have been like, well, I guess Firelancers work. We're just trying them in our tournament final. Okay. Pretty standard click up. Getting our barracks up for Ashoof. No barracks for Camfewell. Now that Oriko's gone, let's make fun of him. He's French. There we go. That's all I got. He castles drop people who are actually with Oriko. I think it was Oriko. In Wandering Warriors, I was to my first set. I didn't get any practice, and I asked in the practice channel, can I get someone to run through a map or two with me? He joined. He's like, what is he, 1700? And I'm at the time like mid 1300s. And we played one game on Graupel, and he dropped the castle on my face, and we quit the game, and then I had to go play my set. I was like, well, thanks. Thanks for the practice. He's 1800, wow. Oh, you lost your scout to a boar. No, I missed that. Did you try to steal one? You did. Or did you accidentally click your own boar? What the hell happened? Oh, you accidentally clicked it, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah. You meant to click the ground, you clicked the boar. God damn, that's rough for game 1. That's so stressful. We have seen people do that. People try to like steal boars with scouts and it go wrong, but almost got traded by your own boar. Preemptive tower, wow. I guess this being game 1, you had played Camfewell before, you knew he was going to be going crazy pressure. I don't hit it.
Yeah. Also, everything about like that we've seen from Ashoof is like indicated like happy with like close, happy with protection kind of thing.
Yeah. Love preemptive towers. I don't love preemptive towers, but I do love recognizing when you're like, okay, I need a tower. Too many people just forever, like including me, I did it in my sets, are just like, no, I just need more army. And then you would just be so fine with one tower and they can't give any more damage.
Also a very nice acquisition for the tower as well. Like, I could also see an argument for putting a few tiles, like, northeast, because, like, a tower is not just what it can defend, but also the space it can deny from the opponent to actually, like, inhabit. And especially when you're dealing with archers, you can actually, like, hurt you from a distance.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Why were they at this berry patch? Oh, because the first berry patch ran out. Okay, so we saw some of the skirm defense that we saw in game 4 here. That game 4 in Jungle Swamp, Ashoof, you held so well. You really should have won that game. When you watch it back, it was just your production. You did everything else right. But Camfewell was just making units, and you weren't. But the skirm hold was really, really nice. Didn't have to play water. Yeah, all the water was banned. Fuel banned everything. And I guess Ashoof banned cross. Pretty nice base setup though. This is like the best case scenario for both players. The gold right on the wood. Castle on the way. Camfewell does this too. I think he stays feudal age for a long time. I bet there's games he loses because of it. Because you got to think about like, how much am I going to get? Like, does more army actually let me get anything here? And I think no. Power is just too much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if you are going to allow yourself to go to the, like, next stage later, you need to make a decision of, like, okay, do I prioritize my economy to get myself up to the next stage and therefore, like, go for parity as far as technology is concerned? Or do I be aggressive and destroy you so that by the time I do get to the next stage much later, I'm still ahead of you?
Yeah.
Whereas like Camfewell just was a bit like, again, I use the word a lot, but ponderous about like how you actually find the damage, because it's important to always remember, like, because it can be intimidating to like look at your opponent, like looking at the bottom right of the screen right now, and see Ashoof 3rd age, you 2nd age. That can be intimidating. You need to remember the reason why Ashoof is an age ahead of you is because he's invested 1,000 resources that you have had to yourself into doing that, so you need to make that count in the meantime. And like, I just find that like sometimes I just saw he didn't quite know how to actually do that damage, but also didn't commit enough to the economy to go like down the other line kind of thing.
Now this is a little bit scary for Camfewell, but yeah, exactly. Camfewell, I think, is a player who's just like, I'll find damage somewhere, I'm just going to keep making army. But that when the opponent goes for the eco upgrade, oh my god, these TCs are driving me crazy, guys. Why are we doing these? Does CA show resources spent? Oh god, does it? Let me see. Does it show that? That's... does it show resources spent? Resources collected? No, I don't think so. You see resources collected, total resources collected. It's the advantage of getting eco techs versus more military. Ashoof's just growing. It shows you at the end of a game who floated less.
I will also add though that the addition of the gold and stone mining tech, it's like, I think those are the most like specific like use case of all the eco techs,
especially stone.
Unless unless you know exactly why you want it, just leave it. There's nothing wrong with getting to the end of the game and like you see the GG on your screen, and you click on your mining camp and you still see them there. There's nothing wrong with not having those upgrades, really.
Gold is worth it. Stone, you really don't need that much. I was joking when we were looking over the civs that people were commenting like, oh, like the new one of the Dynasty civs doesn't have stone shaft mining. And I'm like, does any civ really have stone shaft mining? Because no one ever gets stone shaft mining. I mean, if this map's with insane stone, it's worth for sure because you can collect so much. But nah, I nearly always get gold shaft on the way to castle, but yeah, you can skip. Does help though.
A world do you see a world existing where gold mining and stone mining techs turn into like outpost level thing, where like no one gets them for forever, and then someone does it and everyone's like,
yeah, why do we stop getting these? They're so good. I love the outpost coming back in because I don't know why that's been missing for Age of Empires for so long. Vision in games that don't have full information like this, vision is insanely strong. I guess because in the late game with like Town Patrol, you essentially have full map vision. They just see so far. No, like having an outpost somewhere is essentially like having army there. Because you see what they're doing. If you need army there, you know to move it there. It's so strong. Ashoof breaking in with the skirms, but skirms are skirms. They're gonna get eaten alive by these knights. Adding camels though. Camels are a risk against a really good archer civ, but especially with the Persians having great knights versus archers, but then
I do gotta say, like, very strange army comps given these civilizations, like seeing the ranged like units being with the Persians and the knights being with the Ethiopians. Like, yeah, sure, the Persians do get like the, you know, I think it's +2 knights versus foot archers, but like I still think you still go crossbow if you're Ethiopian, because once you mass them up enough, it doesn't matter how much bonus damage a unit that never gets to gets.
It's like the Lithuanian thing where the opponent has like really good cav answers and you're just looking at what you can make. You're like, well, my knights are still really damn good, so I'm probably gonna still make them. Castle coming up though. This is a nice block off. This is still open though. This is just rocky forest. You can walk through down here, but it does really help. Now it's pretty secure for Ashoof's base. Oh, Trojan, there's no point getting outposts if you don't look at the map. True. But when you get used to map awareness, it's like say like, you know, there's a position that maybe not on this map. Another kind of map like Kilimanjaro or like Evacuation where you really want to see where players are moving to know what you want to go for. Like one outpost for how cheap it is. Yeah, it costs a little bit of stone. It's like having a presence there. And it costs barely anything. One Vil puts it down. The Vil dies, whatever.
Yeah.
Vision is huge.
Also, actually, if I just want to say, like, my comment about, like, the unit comp being strange is just, like, it's peculiar. I think your actual unit comp right now is very appropriate for what you're facing. Like, I'm just saying that, like, given the civs, you wouldn't expect this composition to exist. But as far as, like, what you've created, like, it is good. The only thing I would say, though, is that it's good to counter. Like, I think that's something that's, like, very important to learn, is the counters to each unit. And then you make the counters to your opponent's units. But it's also very important to know what your civilization does well and lean into that as hard as possible, because that's your actual, like, counters are your I don't lose condition.
Like if you go full camel,
your civilization does great is your win condition. Gone?
Yeah, just agreeing with you. If you go full camel because you think Camfewell is going to go Camfewell is almost like an anagram of full camel. Rain almost flipped that. Camfewell goes full camel. If he goes full archer, your camels get eaten alive. So like, even you go full camel, if he doesn't do what you're expecting, you now have like a huge upgraded, quote unquote, bad unit. Where you could just have like what your civ is really good at upgraded, and then when you see him going, oh, he's adding in counter, then you start adding in the counter to your hero, because most counter units produce really fast.
Exactly.
Oh, Silver Clips, what's up?
Hey, what's up, everyone? And also, like, if you're playing against Ethiopians, like, this will especially become more prevalent as you go up through the yellows, because, like, you're definitely going to go up through the yellows. You got, like, the potential. The likelihood that people are doing exactly what their civilization is good at is way higher.
Oh, like, true, yeah.
The number of people you'll see playing Ethiopian just pure crossbow will go up to 98% because people know what the meta is. And, like, you have to get, like, really high up the scoreboard before people start, or the ELO board before people start to actually go anti-meta to be surprising kind of thing. So, like, having camels against the Ethiopians is kind of like, for lack of a better term, it's kind of asking to be, like, totally countered. Because the two things the Ethiopians do well in the early Castle Age is have a lot of pikemen and have a lot of crossbowmen.
Yeah.
And that's just like the, you know, function of deleting camels, essentially, kind of thing.
But it's a good way of thinking. If you think your opponent's going to go knights, mixing camels. I wouldn't be going full camel production with upgrades, but add a couple. They're not that expensive. Well, they're kind of expensive if you want it.
On Ashoof side, on the west.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially at mid-elo, like the elo I'm used to. Even knowing your opponent is really good at countering what your civ is good at, it's kind of like you're still just going to go for what your civ's good at because it's generally really good. It's like you're not going to go for a worse comp in case they counter you. You can deal with the counter when they go for it. But Imp's coming in. One thing, if Camfewell hopefully watches back, he's so damn good at making vills for this level. I'm actually so impressed. Idle time looks rough. We're on multi-TC, we're about to hit 100 vills, except for these raids. But through the whole set, even with all the stuff going on in the fights with the micro, he's always making vills. Oh, we're gonna try for castle. Skirms are doing also, okay, like, but they're cleared. Camels are gonna get melted.
It can't be something as well, is that like it is important to like know things like, hey, sometimes it's okay to stay in the age you're in and just like play the advantages you have. Like I would just say like just slightly more consider the importance of getting up to Imperial Age, because like unless you know exactly how to find damage, Imperial Age is like such a step up as far as your ability to cause damage is concerned.
Yeah. With
like, you know, the introduction of like trebuchets, other types of siege, etc., etc. Being castle versus like, you know, we've all seen the pros do. We've seen like, you know, someone get like naked fast imps and just like totally like say, LOL, enjoy not having any economy because of that. But like at a lower level, the age advantage does sort of, you know, it is a little bit more important to have sometimes. Like as far as like, you know, prioritizing getting up, because also at the lower level, the speed at which you die is kind of slower. So you'll have more time to actually get up to the next stage to, you know, have those trebuchets, have those, you know, whatever unit it is you're transitioning into.
Oh, like game 2 here. Acropolis. Camfewell had won for about 20 minutes and just didn't want to push, and then eventually pushed and won. But you have so much crazy leeway time at this level where people just don't push the advantage. I think because they're just afraid to throw away their loss. Good God, this gold camp is struggling. 32 vills. Like, we're trying.
I feel like Camfewell went back in time in order to prove me wrong, because like literally just as I was saying like, hey, sometimes it's more important to get up to the Imperial Age. This is the time. Like the game 1 is when you actually like, you know, prioritize that before. Like I was gonna say right now, oh, you only have 13 crossbows, you could add in more, or he gets the Imperial Age. And this time he actually makes the decision I think he should.
Yeah, oh, this is just like a Camfewell thing. We saw this in all the games. Like 10 vills, slamming down houses. But yeah, it's so common. Like, it still happens to me all the time, where you finally get a castle down to take back some space, and it completes, and then it's just like, your opponent has advanced to Imperial Age. You're like, God damn it. It's so annoying. Here comes the trap push, though. Savar clicked. Oh my God, we're finally switching back to strong unit. Good God, we are rich. And look how much res we still have after clicking Savar. And help. Oh my God, we're billionaires. Castle's gone. We're just gonna walk straight in. Yeah, but like, look, genuinely, Camfewell rocketed to 140 vills and stayed there. Really nice eco production. That will be the game. Blast Furnace coming in for 7 light cav. It's not bad though, pretty good game. I would have thought this would have been Camfewell's map for sure. Like an aggressive map that you can't wall. That was nice.
Well, I think that decision is like, you know, preemptive tower, everything like that. Like that was all very important because, like, I would say that I don't think it's actually super incredible, if you get what I'm saying. But the act of putting it down there does tend to make the opponent, like, less gung ho about rushing you.